And we are back, Dark Side of the Kingdom, episode 23. This is a video game podcast about video games, video game culture. Today about E3 2014.
Yeah.
I am Dean.
This is Percy.
This is Ian.
And it's Mike.
Mike Steele.
Special
Ian,
guest.
Percy. Mike.
The one and only.
The one and only. Been forever since you've been back in studio. It's been forever since we've been back in studio.
Yeah.
Should we call him a special guest or just
Special?
I'm a guest.
all right? Guy in studio with us.
Guy in studio.
Guy we know.
I think Mike is as close to a celebrity that we'll probably get in the room. I mean,
You guys are welcome, by the way.
We do enjoy some of the trail of followers that followed Mike to the show. We appreciate that. So thank you for listening to Jim and Them Lows.
Yeah, I bring the Jim and Them swag over.
Today's episode 23, season 2. A lot of head shaking in the room. We are talking about E3. Do we talk about what you playing? What you playing first, man?
Sure. I am playing Super Street Fighter 4 Ultra Edition.
I am playing Kirby, whatever it's called, on 3DS.
I'm playing Hyperdimension Neptunia.
Dean, what are you playing?
Produced perfect.
Oh, nice. Dean, what are you playing?
I'm playing Hearthstone, and I guess that worked out good, right?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Awesome.
This is great.
That wasn't awkward. We'll be back after the break. On the fly improv, enjoy it. We're gonna talk about E3.
As opposed to like pre-written improv.
Hey, man. E3 happened. Today is Wednesday night. It's still happening. We're going to cover the main pressers, the stuff that happened since then, and just kind of dive into basically everything that kind of happened. Microsoft first. We got a list of shit to talk about. We have impressions. We are excited. Are we excited? I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to contain my excitement.
Right?
Motherfucking Microsoft!
And Microsoft, started first. So I guess we're just going to dive in. Or
Okay. First impression, very green.
I think they started. I think they were strong. I had super low expectations. Let that be known. But I think I finished that being like, okay, I have reasons to want an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and just
Interesting.
out of just get some info out there. None of us have Xbox Ones except for
Percy.
I got one, y'all.
So Xbox with this presser is looking to sell some Xboxes. We'll see if it does that. Start off the top. Call of Duty: Advanced Warfare, first game.
Oh, Halo.
Yeah, Halo. A little bit of Titanfall in there. A little bit of Me Too going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, but do you guys think there ever going to be an E3 where they don't have to show Call of Duty?
I'm sure eventually. I mean, you saw how quickly. You know how every year it's like, by the way, we're going to be the first ones with DLC for Call of Duty. And this year there's like, okay, so we're going to have Call of Duty DLC. Anyway, it's just like it's a footnote this year. So like, it clearly didn't matter to anybody.
I mean, they do have some like Xbox One features. I mean, it's like timed DLC stuff going on, or like
It doesn't seem like it matters. Like even they didn't care about it anymore.
Well,
To them, it was just a throwaway thing.
Well, it's like the thing now. Like, no one really cares. So it's like everybody knows Microsoft's going to get it first. So they don't even have to imply it anymore. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit.
And has anyone ever? I mean,
No.
Fair enough. Maybe some people have cared, but has that ever played a role in anything?
No.
Or is
Not for
that
me.
more? Did they care about it way more than we care about it?
I think so.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when it first started, like Call of Duty shit, I think it mattered. But after the umpteenth game, everyone's like,
Yeah,
who gives a fuck?
it's something they hang their hats on.
at this point, what is Call of Duty? Because I mean, it doesn't even feel like Call of Duty. I mean, like why use Call of Duty? It just seems like the cachet of the name, and they're just kind of milking it. Because I mean, first-person shooter.
In some ways is
style of-
fine. Like you look at the video, and that sure as hell didn't look like Call of Duty to me. But I'd argue that's a good thing. It looked fresh. It looked new. I mean, we made the Halo joke, the Titanfall joke. I thought it looked pretty.
Honestly, I'm
much
kind of
more interesting
yeah,
than normal.
I'm with you on that one. It looks way better than I thought it was going to be, and I'm a little excited for it. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it day one.
It's
but
something I'll definitely
Yeah,
play, and
yeah.
where normally I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna play the multiplayer, no thanks. Like it's maybe it'll be one of those games where it's like a Halo, where I want to play it for the single player, whether I get into the multiplayer or not.
Yeah, those games are always good for rental weekend.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. $60 might be a bit much unless they really deliver on multiplayer, but pretty much good, man. That's like 2 minutes on Call of Duty. We're gonna try to hit 2 games on each because we're gonna do our best to talk
there's
about
a shit
every
ton.
game and every concert.
It was the
Press-
most
press
interesting it
conference.
seemed in
Yeah,
years. to me.
absolutely.
There we go.
Okay, so they got a driving game coming. It's called Forza.
All right, let's move on. Okay,
Yeah.
you got Evolve.
What the fuck is Evolve?
Oh, you don't know about Evolve?
Oh.
It's made by Turtle Rock, the Left 4 Dead guys.
Come on, man.
It's
have-
Oh, yes, I saw the trailer for that.
4
Yeah.
human hunters against the monster.
Is that an exclusive?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah. it
By the way,
looks-
guys, Forza does look fine. It looks like a car game. So,
Yeah.
all right, moving back on to Evolve. Sorry.
Evolve looks good. There's class system. Was there like a specific class system in Left 4 Dead?
No, there was for the monsters, but not
Okay.
for the humans, and now it's kind of vice versa. They haven't talked much about the monsters. They've said there's going to be more than one of them.
Yeah.
And they all have different abilities. They evolve differently.
It looks so far. What I've heard from about the monster stuff, like everyone's. I mean, you get level up as your monster. So when you first start, you're like a smaller monster. You go hunt other animals, other monsters, or people, and you turn into like a cocoon.
Have you watched the gameplay stuff?
Yeah. And you turn into a cocoon, and then from there you get bigger and you evolve.
You get more abilities.
Yeah,
you get
the
stronger,
more
more HP.
and then you're
Do you
harder.
need
You're harder
5
to kill.
players to play?
Yes.
Okay, so no narrative, right? So it's all multiplayer co-op.
If there is, they haven't talked about
Yeah,
it. But
I saw the Kraken trailer. Kraken looked fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
Playing multiplayer, being the
I missed
Kraken
it.
against.
I missed it.
Should be cool, man.
Well, and it's cool too because they're building it from the standpoint it's not just going to be like, okay, we're all soldiers. Like, there's
Yeah.
multiple characters in each class, and there has to be one of each class. So it really is one of those, like,
You have
if
to
you ever
work
played
together.
Left 4 Dead 2 and someone's fucking up with who they're supposed to be,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, play your fucking role.
Yeah, I mean-
and you kind of have to do that, and
Know
it's
your
like,
role.
cool. It seems like a fun balance.
So that's interesting. So I wonder if you need 4 players to play. Can you do like 2? Like 2 people against a monster?
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a bot situation.
Okay,
I mean,
that makes
they,
sense.
they did that in Left 4 Dead, and it wasn't game breaking by
Yeah.
any means. So
Okay.
I'm sure it'd have like some sort of online option too, where other people anyone from somewhere else can play with you.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
in theory, too,
Jump
it
in,
should be
jump
a
out.
popular game, and that kind of would alleviate the
It
problem
looks
anyway.
a little like samey, a little kind of dark. Until actually I saw the Kraken in action, it kind of like, okay, this looks really cool. It looks, next gen, looks fun.
Yeah.
I dig it, man.
Those look awesome. I mean, all the monsters besides like the main monster, like everything else, like the other animals and stuff, looks really cool.
Well, did you
and
see
the
the-
ideas with the traps and stuff, how to
Yeah.
get it looks
Did you
really.
see
It
the one
looks
where
really
like
cool.
the main monster, the player control one, knocks the guy into the lake, and there's like the big monster in the lake that like eats the guy? That was fucking cool.
That's badass.
All right, man, cool.
No, I missed it.
Assassin's Creed.
I think
Unity.
I think Unity looks fucking cool. I don't know about you guys. I think Unity looks really cool.
I
I-
am on board.
I haven't-
I'm down.
I haven't been interested in Assassin's Creed since like really ever. Like I played
Maybe
the
the
first
first one,
one,
the first
and I
one,
was
right?
like, this is okay for a little bit, but as soon as it got repetitive, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I've watched people play the other games. My brothers are really into them, but I just never won me over. But this one, if they do the 4-player right, I think it could be really fun to play with your friends. But if you're playing single player and the other people are bots, like I think that would really be shitty.
They showed another video of it where it's like a guy in a city and like you accept missions, and when you accept them, you can choose to invite your friends, or you can choose to have people randomly jump into your game and play with them.
Yeah, I like that.
So you can, at any given time, kind of, you can play it single player or you can play multiplayer, and you can choose how you play it. So it doesn't seem like the whole game is meant to like sit down.
Yeah,
like,
straight
we're
co-op.
all here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because if it's all for one,
Yeah.
that bullshit, I think that could be a pain in the ass if you don't have 4 people, especially notoriously you have terrible bots in video games, and if you had a terrible bot, could you imagine you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak up behind this guy, and then your other guy just runs in front of him, and
Or you
shit.
all want to jump down and time
Yeah.
something, and it doesn't know how to
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah, for the
But
most-
I think it looks visually good. Like
Yeah.
them finally making a
The
full
next-
next gen.
yeah.
Like they're not focusing on the last one. It looks super clean.
It's not like caught in the middle. So this is not coming out on 360 PS4.
Nope.
They have
straight.
they have a second
no,
one.
it's
that
coming
they're
out on
not talking
PS4.
about.
Oh, it is? Or excuse me,
I'm sorry, I
PS3.
think you said
Yeah.
PS3.
Good catch, yeah, good catch. But you had pre-revolutionary France, the fidelity of the world, fucking beautiful. Like the dense streets when he's really climbing high and shit, and he jumps in the building, he does like somersaults.
Oh, yeah, going
There's more
inside
interior
buildings
stuff.
is-
Yeah,
Dude, everything
fucking.
was-
I was like, shit. The
you
first
guys-
time.
Big improvement.
The only
and
problem I didn't like is when he's walking around and then the UI comes on and there's a shit ton of stuff, all these icons all
icons.
over
Yeah.
the screen, and you're like, you just
That's-
took me out of it. Like,
That's funny you brought that up because like the big red, green, yellow buttons you see them like through
Yeah.
the walls and shit. It kind of breaks it a little
it
bit.
becomes like
but
you're definitely in the animus still.
Yeah,
nitpicking.
but if you actually played Assassin's Creed, you would know that you can turn those icons off.
Oh,
Well, they shouldn't have had it in the goddamn trailer.
Well, you need to know when you're gonna start playing them. Just
How dark was that
just
trailer, though, by the way? The way
yeah.
it ends?
Oh.
The dude gets his head cut off, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that's pretty dark. Then they show the head, and then they show it pulling out, and then they put on a pike, and you're like, good lord, this is during a fucking, conference? Jesus.
is it different enough to like warrant the next Assassin's Creed? Is there still a market for Assassin's Creed games? You think? It seems like
I think 4 revitalized it for a lot of people. in fairness, I think it has all the piratey stuff, and that doesn't seem to be there. But it at least got people back on board with the idea.
It was a good detour to kind of get people back on like the parkour.
Well, and watching
shit.
it, they were climbing fast and moving fast. It seems like they sped everything up, so they're at least, even if they keep making them for too long, they're learning from their mistakes.
They are. I mean, they don't. What we saw in the trailer, you didn't see him fucking jump off into a haystack. You actually see him jumping down little poles and pipes, and the fluid motions, everything looks fucking awesome. So the animations look great. So I mean, are you rocking on this one, man?
I'm not sure what trailer it was in. It was in Microsoft or in the Ubisoft press conference, but when he's fighting and he gets shot, he looks so just violent. Like,
Oh, yeah.
You're just like,
Yeah.
I think that's the Ubisoft one.
you just got wrecked. It was crazy.
Yeah. Now, how's the gameplay, the fighting, like the melee combat, the swordplay? Is it good?
It's
like, it seems...
Batman light.
Yeah.
Like it's not trying to be as complicated as Batman, but it's the same general premise.
Okay, because it seems like the parkour is really sharp, but like Ian, I haven't played since the first one, so it seemed
It's
like
all
it was
about
a little
waiting
bit
for guys to
lacking.
attack you
Yeah.
and then timing, and then attacking them in between. It's just Batmanish.
Cool. Should we move on maybe?
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive?
I think
Next
Sunset
up.
Overdrive is fucking rad. It rubbed me the wrong way last year that they went exclusive from one, exclusive to the other.
Yeah.
It just sort of left a bad taste in my mouth, like money exchanged hands or something. You never want to feel that way.
It does feel like a stolen PlayStation game.
Yeah.
Like it feels like this should have been on fucking Sony.
But then you look at the game and you're like, well, I don't want to play that, so I'm back on board.
I think it looks awesome, but to me, it just looks like a really bright, cartoony Dead Rising.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I'm
it's-
getting out of it.
But I don't mind the idea of a Dead Rising game where you're not a regular dude, like
Like-
where you're actually doing like it looked like if Infamous was Dead Rising.
I love the trailer was amazing, making fun of the whole box cover bullshit. Great stuff. They do amazing trailers every single time. The humor in those games are always perfect, and I love all the stuff that Insomniac does. It just, I feel like games it's just going to end up being a Dead Rising. You can get to a point where you're like, well, this is getting repetitive and boring.
Potentially, yeah. I do like the focus on multiplayer though. That'll probably add a lot of replay.
And
It looked like Tony Hawk and Dead Rising and
I'm a big fan of the
Jetpack
world,
Radio.
like
Okay.
the roller coasters, the amusement parks, the possibilities of the world. Seems like there's like a lot of really cool shit going on with the grinding gameplay. Seems like it could be fun.
After I saw it, the first thing I wanted is a new Jet Grind radio by
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah.
If they made a Jet Grind radio, I would buy an Xbox if they made a Jet Grind radio. If they made it, if Insomniac made it,
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
so killer.
Well, and another game. Like it seemed like we just saw game after game after game of like, oh yeah, these graphics are gonna look really, really good on these new systems. Like that game looked fucking clean.
It looks
Yeah,
so
real
good.
I think I
nice.
should own it. We talked a little bit before the show, and I was kind of bitchy last week. It felt like this show, these press conferences brought next gen. Man, the games felt all fucking great. I'm excited for these next gen systems. So.
I'm definitely glad that people are going. We're going for Xbox One or
Yeah.
PS4. We're not going back down to PS3 or 360.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's awesome that it's finally coming to.
Now back to the game. Now is the main protagonist? Can we change him, or are we stuck using that guy?
Yeah, it's all-
that was the whole joke. You get to make your own
Okay.
dude, but
Not
they
a fan of
have
that
to
guy. Not a fan.
represent something.
He was
Hey,
a
like
little-
his cool hair, man. What's wrong with his hair?
You didn't like how cool his hair and face and jokes were?
He was a little too self-confident, a little too douchey. I was
His
like,
quarter mohawk is
Yeah.
really weird.
a little weird, Skrillex thing going on. But fuck, man, the guns look great. I love the colors.
Insomniac guns.
Insomniac's
It looks
great
good,
at that
man.
shit,
It looks
yeah.
good.
It looks fun.
The use of text is so brilliant. In
Oh my god, yes,
Oh,
when
it's
explosions
so
and it
People
says
explode
boom.
into words.
Yeah, or just
It's-
like explosions, it
It's
says
so
boom
simple,
coming out of the
but
clouds
so
and shit.
clever, and it's just amazing. No one's done it before.
Shades of Scott Pilgrim
Yeah.
style, like
Yeah.
playing with what you're
So
looking at.
I'm thinking pre-order bonus. They have the grinding shoes. Are those coming back? You guys have
like
those?
soaps?
Soaps.
Soaps.
Those coming back. I mean,
Soaps would be pretty dope.
what the fuck is he wearing, man? He's just grinding on everything. He's
Oh, yeah,
got super
soaps, he had
shoes or
soaps,
what?
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Basically, so
And grinding on the kind of aqua.
I had Healy soaps.
Heelys.
I have a pair of Heelys in my trunk right now.
Healy soap.
Are those real
Wow.
Heelys and soaps in one?
Yeah, they used to do that.
I remember the Heelys.
You wear
back in the day.
shoes?
I mean, I don't wear them.
Okay.
I told you they're in my trunk.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Well, by the way, Mike only wears sandals.
Yeah, I only wear.
It's an audio
flip-flops.
podcast, guys.
I'm sorry. He wears flip-flops.
We kind of teased. This is a Dead Rising like experience. Sunset Overdrive. Let's talk Dead Rising DLC.
Hold on.
Hands down.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Sunset Overdrive.
What's it called?
Everybody buy that.
Okay.
It looks fucking awesome.
What's this game called?
We actually have it written down right here.
What's it
best
called?
name,
What's it called, Dean?
Wait, hold on. Before you get there, let's just give him some
Can I
props
announce
for
it?
that seamless
Can I say it?
transition right
Yeah.
there. That was great. Go
Okay,
ahead.
we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Season 2 full swing. Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha.
Such a good name.
Alpha.
Can I say it
love
one more
when
time?
companies poke fun at themselves.
It's supposed to be Alpha Dash.
Alpha Dash.
No, it's not.
No,
bro.
I watched 2 videos online, and both of the guys said it's
Hey, bro,
Alpha
don't
Dash.
question the sheet, bro. We got the sheet from above.
Okay,
People
okay.
I just watched the
upstairs.
trailer again. It does say it.
What I,
Black team
love
of
about, what I
professionals.
love about this sheet is, Dean had a lot
Guys,
of free
we-
time at work.
Hey, man.
We don't
All I
have
did
the
was
sheet.
fucking. Hey, sorry, I prepared for the show. I
Yeah,
apologize.
let's get
Yeah.
inside really quick. Dean
Thank
gave
you,
us a
Dean.
4-page outline of like every single thing, and
Hey,
at
man.
the bottom there's empty spaces for us to fill
No,
extra
you
stuff
guys are
in.
giving away your
and then
secrets.
Final
No,
grade,
shut up.
favorite
As-
game,
Just
final
so,
thoughts.
just so you know, all our fans can download the PDF at our website.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
show
I'm trying to
us
keep
your
these.
list.
I'm trying to rein these freaking guys under a
I was
4-hour
happy.
show.
I
so-
thought it was the coolest
Hey,
shit.
hey guys.
Dean, thank you.
Pass them back in.
I've never
Turn your
read-
papers
I've
in.
never
Turn your
read-
papers back in, please.
You all fail. Fuck you.
I try to be nice.
Okay.
I try to.
Okay, let's get back to what we're talking about.
Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition X Plus Alpha.
Oh, man, how long were you practicing that?
I don't know, I just did now. Sorry. I just wanted to say
Percy,
that.
the resident Capcom guy, how do you feel about this?
It looks fucking amazing. It's so good. I mean, they have like every Capcom thing in there ever. It's like 4-player co-op, and you can choose like a billion different outfits from like just about every Capcom game. It seems like
It's nice that they include those outfits because they're never gonna make any of those fucking games again.
I know, right?
Like they go, yeah, hey, there's Mega Man, Darkstalkers. We don't care about them, but hey, we'll let you pay us money so you can look at them.
Yeah.
But come on, man, it looks pretty.
No,
fucking
it's cool.
rad,
It's
though.
just like, hey, make some of these games. Like
Yeah.
you clearly know that your stuff exists.
Yeah, and they're actually giving them to you for free too. Free costumes from Capcom.
Weird, super weird.
Wait, the costumes are free?
Well, they've charged in the past for like Street Fighter.
Oh,
for
have
alternate
they?
Costumes. No, man. No way, Mike. But it looks cool. What is it exactly
I still have
besides
no problem
fan
with that, by
play?
the way.
Is
Does it
it?
have a price
It
point
looks like
yet?
it's more like multiplayer focused things, competitions
Yeah.
and games and mini games and
Giant Zombie Bison.
yeah,
All your
not the
favorites
actual
from-
game.
It doesn't
but
seem like there's a
stuff.
story. It's just
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
fun.
Just nonsense, like mini. Oh, it's almost like mini games.
Looks good, man.
Looks amazing.
I enjoyed Dead Rising 1 a lot. I love that one. I played it when it first came out. Dead Rising 2 I got to later. It was fun. I like the games, man. I don't know. I'm kind of generally excited for it.
I just get bored of them after
Yeah.
a while. They're fun in the
Yeah.
beginning, but you just get to a point where you're like, well, I did this. That
You
was
do
cool.
usually get to the point where you're like, okay, well, I
And
get
NC.
it.
But this new one does, like, I'm excited about it because I'm a huge Capcom fanboy, so I love all their stuff. So I'm excited to be Mike Hagar and fucking wreck people because I love me some Mike Hagar.
yeah.
I'm gonna run for president in Dead Rising. I
There you go.
mean, run for mayor in Dead Rising. I'm sorry, right away. But I wouldn't. It's not a seller for me for the system.
Yeah.
Oh no, but
It's more of like
just
hanging out
DLC,
at
man.
Percy's house and let's play it.
it's
I'll
fun
get it,
when
don't
people dick around with their
Is it 15?
DLC.
Is it $15?
I have no idea. I haven't checked up on it yet.
I was wondering the price.
Price
Um,
wise,
It should be. I mean, I can't see it being more. Fucking, that's pretty much
I
like
should
precedent
think,
for
I think it's like $10. I think.
DLC or something.
I don't know.
10, 15.
Here nor there. And it's kind of weird. It's celebrating the 31st anniversary too.
That's hilarious.
Well,
Weird
sorry,
number.
it was 31st.
First.
You saw?
Oh, that- excuse me.
It's so hilarious. I love all the game, like Dino Crisis characters in it, and like
yes.
they're not gonna make a
Vegeta?
Dino Crisis
Yeah.
ever.
I don't know if there's rumors.
Remember the third one where you were in space?
Oh yeah, man. Xbox. The
play that
Xbox game.
That game was
I never
actually
played
all
it.
right, by the way. I saw they fixed it. There were no tank controls. You had a jetpack. It was all right.
Okay.
I don't know why I wrote it down, but we'll skip it. Dance Central. I'm pretty sure we have nothing to say
Yeah,
about that,
who gives
right?
a shit?
I think it's about dancing.
It's a dance game, and you dance to music.
And
Project Spark, which also looks hilarious.
I couldn't
Seamless.
give less of a shit about
Yeah, I
this game.
don't.
No, the reason I think it's hilarious is because they're gonna make people buy a game where you have to make the fun.
People like that stuff, though.
I think it's-
I mean, Minecraft and Little Big
it was
Planet. And,
a very confusing delivery. Like it was unclear. So it shows like this third-person action stuff
Yeah.
going on, but then it's like a fucking dev engine thing.
I think
and,
that's
like,
smart though because they go like, "Hey, look, it looks like a game." Oh,
Yeah.
wait a second, you could make what you just saw. Like that's a smart way to portray it. Like trick us into thinking we're seeing something else. It's the way to do
Because
it.
at first I was like, is this kind of like a Fable thing? 'Cause they look like Fable-esque.
I think the
Right.
character design just reminds me of like a knockoff brand from Kmart,
Yeah.
of not like the main brand you would buy.
But Ian, what about Conquer?
Okay,
And Conquer.
I enjoy Conquer's Bad Fur Day,
That
the
was
original.
fucking
I played
stupid.
the hell out of that, but it just shows that how useless
Let
of
him
that
die.
character that
Dude,
is.
he even makes the joke himself. He's
Yeah.
like, "I haven't been in a game for a while." It's like,
Well,
fuck you.
yeah.
Who cares? That's why you're Conquer.
Why do you think they even incorporated? Did they think it's
was-
not going to sell? That
Well, I
they
was-
need some kind of?
I was telling Dean right before you guys got here, it would have made more sense if a couple Microsoft guys or whatever walked out and they're like, "Hey, cool! If we join the party," and then they're like, "These guys, you can make
Yeah, you know,
models."
a cartoon version of like Master Chief
Yeah.
and all that kind of
and
bullshit.
Marcus Phoenix and like shit like that. Like that would be like, okay, cool. There's random Microsoft stuff to draw from, but in this case, it's just like, hey, you know this guy that no one remembers or cares about? You can put him in if you want. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean-
like I'm sure the audience when they revealed that, everyone just kind of looked at each other and shrugged.
Yeah. He kind of became an Xbox character when they did that 360 relaunch, or the Xbox relaunch, Live and Reloaded. Wasn't terrible. Did you guys ever play like the multiplayer on that?
I played the original. Was it on
Yeah.
64?
It was a
64.
parody. It was a project, like a product of its time, and it just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense anymore.
And it
Like,
was weird, yeah, and they had the 64 remastered version on the Xbox disc. But, I mean, Conker... not
He's
really
a
doing it
joke
for me.
that
He's a
doesn't
joke
make
character,
sense
yeah,
anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the
It's
big
like bringing
problem
back
with
Duke Nukem
well,
almost.
Yeah.
a lot of things that happened in that game are based off movies that came out within that
Yeah.
8
Well,
years.
and games
So
that were out at the time.
and they don't make any
like,
relevance anymore.
yeah.
It's Matrix jokes, Saving Private Ryan. Like it just
The-
does not make sense.
All the platforming
So-
like stuff that happens in games is like, no, these jokes don't make sense anymore because it's not a thing.
I wonder, are these going to be standalone experiences? So people are going to have to buy Project Spark, and they're going to have to go through the Spark interface to download other people's games. It seems like a very limited market, kind of like
Probably.
a Little Big Planet thing kind of going
Well, I mean,
on
Little
there.
Big Planet had like its own story, and
I
then
bet
you
it'll
could
be more
create
like
stuff.
Sims 3, where it's like there's a game there and you make your shit, but then like you can go on the store and be like, hey, here's the zombie pack, and it's a bunch of stuff that looks themed for that. Like, here is the
You're probably
action
right.
star pack, and
Yeah.
it's like bandoliers,
Nickel and dimey fucking.
bandanas and shit. Like, I bet that's what they're gonna do.
Did they say it was like a free to play, or is it just like is it a free to play
No,
thing?
no,
or-
it's an actual game you buy. So in same with Little Big Planet, it'll come with a bunch of
Yeah.
shit, but I'm sure they're gonna have all those very specially like revised, like specifically for certain things packs you can buy. That's my guess. Not that it matters. The game looks fucking shit.
Yeah, not really. It's safe to say not our demographic. Seems like a a teen game for teens maybe.
Yeah, it's for
Yeah,
teens
so.
and tweens. What about the tweens?
I think
Dean?
teens is too. I think it's younger than. I think it's.
It's crazy how much people love Minecraft. Like little kids, they're like, "Oh, I don't play video games. I just play Minecraft."
And for listeners at home, they probably heard that last one. There's a dog barking in the background.
Guys. See, I was a professional. What you do is you ignore it.
You ignore it, yeah.
Consummate
And you
professional.
talk
Consummate
through it.
But you gotta realize we're not professionals. So we like that.
This is foreshadowing. I was going to go out and beat the dog. But we'll move on. Let's calm myself. The blood's boiling. I need something to calm me down. Let's talk Ori and the Blind Forest. It seems like that might do it for me. Very Studio Ghibli-esque. Do you guys remember that one? It was like the 2D
Yeah.
side-scroller thing.
It looks
whimsical.
interesting, but they didn't really. They didn't show me the game of it. Just the whole like, hey, it's a pretty indie title, which is cool, fine.
Is that the
But
one with like that big guy with the little mask?
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't actually see the trailer.
It
or
looked
anything.
all.
see this.
It looked
I
all
just
right,
saw
but
it.
I didn't walk away from that understanding that is it anything other than just like a indie platformer, which
it's-
has been done to death at this point.
And they gave it a pretty big chunk of the presser, It's,
Is
it
this an
had its own
exclusive
slot.
too?
A lot of,
Yeah.
is it exclusive?
Yeah, Spencer
Okay.
was talking ahead of time. They almost opened the show with that, but then they decided not to.
Good call.
It seemed like a very,
Let's do Call of Duty.
very indie game, very specific audience,
good call.
hand-drawn style.
Again, not bad. Just I don't know what to get from
Hey,
it.
honestly,
Like,
you're like the. I mean, reading on the website, whatever, hearing from other people, they said the same thing. Like, what is it? Like,
Yeah,
it's just
it
like.
was-
I
it
don't
just-
hate what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
but
it's like it
what
looks
do you
pretty,
take away
but
from that?
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, what do you? I don't know. Shoulder shrug.
Shoulder shrugs.
Seems
pretty
fine.
much.
Whatever.
Unanimous shoulder shrug.
Looks cool. Looks cool. Looks cool.
I won't ignore it. Maybe
I was
I
a little
will.
pussy.
I think it looks cool. From what I saw, I didn't actually see the trailer, but
Yeah.
I saw screenshots.
Okay. Now, quite opposite on the gaming spectrum. We're talking collection. Halo Master Chief Collection.
I assume what? 2 games, 3 games?
Not one,
4?
not 2, not 3, 4 Halo games.
Oh, so
We're talking-
every
yeah, every Halo game. Well, technically not. We're not getting
not
ODST,
or Reach,
or Reach.
Do you
Or
guys
Reach.
feel?
which is doing them a favor. ODST was this fucking pile of shit.
But do you guys
Whoa.
feel that Microsoft has been around enough to pull a Nintendo like this and resell their content again?
I think for Halo, it's smart because do you remember how old you were when Halo came out?
I was in first year. of
2001.
college.
Yeah, we're-
2001.
Yeah, like, we were all pretty young when Halo came out. There's a generation of kids that are probably like, yeah, remember when Halo 3 came out and we were all like
Yeah.
11?
I
Like,
think what you have to do with this is you have to wrap your mind about
How old are
the content. I was a little bit kind of like, what the fuck's going on at
I
first?
just think it's dumb.
I think it's cool, man. With the way they showed it, they showed the synergy. You get 1 and 2 remastered, so the second one was never really offered in HD, and then
Yeah.
you get it remastered. You get the complete untouched multiplayer remastered for
which is
360.
cool. All the stuff on
Which is
paper,
cool.
it's super cool. Like
Yeah.
it feels like a weird fan wet dream thing where they do like straight up
Yeah.
multiplayer from 2. No dicking around. Like it is exactly like 2 was.
You're getting your pistols, you're getting
Yeah.
your weapons, you're getting like the original rocket packs.
The
original...
playlist thing seems
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool, where you can like check boxes where it's like, hey, you want to play every mission where you're only in a warthog? Hey, you want to play only missions where you can be in a banshee? Hey, you only want to play the missions
cool.
where you're playing as the elite? And it like you can dick around with those, and it'll span all the games.
Yeah.
So it's like
One disc.
picking and choosing like those
That's
things,
pretty fucking
which is
cool.
just kind of a fun little like it's clearly a fan experience,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's really smartly
Really
designed
solid
fan
done,
experience.
very clean.
That's really cool. Actually.
And it's all in one disc, one menu. You can kind of jump in, jump out, and you get the Halo 5 beta. Price tag, what do you think? $60 for something like this? It's got to be.
It can't be more than that.
Yeah.
It can be more, but I think that's not terrible, man. I mean, for people who've never played Halo,
And apparently they're
For
going
what it
through the old games
is,
and
man. They're
tagging them with stuff that makes Halo 4 make a little more sense, I guess.
yeah,
Or
cleaning them up.
like all the people that collectively were like, "What the fuck is the Grave Mind?" Like they're gonna try and work
Yeah.
it into stuff, I guess. Like not too much. They're not revising anything, but they're just kind of clarifying stuff.
I think like $60 makes a lot of sense. If they could hit like 39 with this, that could be amazing. But I don't know.
I think
think it's gonna be
I think
60.
Halo fans will have no problem.
Do you
paying
think it's
$60
going to be
for
a
this.
system seller? Do you think people are going to be like, fuck
no.
yeah, I need to get an Xbox?
But it's clearly
nice
so
filler.
designed for fans that like
Yeah.
I think their goal is to make the people that own their system happy and not try and like this
Yeah.
isn't grabbing new heads. This
I think
is
they probably-
catching people up and making people that already have their system happy.
The Halo 2 alone redone is probably enough for people to get excited about
totally.
it. But I think as it is, pretty cool. And then plus you get the Halo 5 Arena multiplayer beta, which should be interesting. I mean, new Halo, they didn't show much. They showed like some pretty graphics, little cutaways.
Yeah, that cutscene.
Yeah, you know.
Master Chief up to his old hijinks again.
Yay!
So-
How
Halo.
when is that joke?
Halo.
When is that thing going to be tired? By the way, like how many airlocks does he open
Yeah.
and use to bomb a ship? It's like we get it. Like Halo is all about Master Chief
Yeah.
opening airlocks and things are
Friggin-
coming out of them and hitting other things. Like,
Rampant
it's not fun
Cortana going
anymore.
fucking crazy and all kinds of shit.
Which that I mean I don't know how much 4 you guys played, but I liked some of the narrative stuff they did with that game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually interested in them building a story around Halo, which is something I haven't said in the past.
yeah, so
Roll.
I turned on that one. So.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean, last episode I said I like just bought all the Halos so to catch myself up because I've never played from 2 on. I played 2, but from then on I've never played any of them because I didn't have the
You
360.
didn't miss much. Really.
Well, I bought them anyway, but
3 was sort of shitty.
after this was
It was good for
Don't
the time.
spoil it for me,
3 was good. 3 was
Three
good.
was 3 was okay. It didn't feel like a good wrapping of anything up.
Yeah, there's some good moments.
Reach is fucking.
You take
good,
down.
though. Reach is really good.
okay.
Anyways.
After seeing this trailer, I pre-ordered this fucking thing anyway, so I'm gonna try that.
You pre-order games
Yeah,
from a store?
no, from Amazon.
Oh, okay. All right.
Still,
Delivery.
Yeah, I
Day one
don't
delivery.
get a GameStop.
I'll give you credit, man.
Cool.
Moving along. We got a long list here. Inside. You guys remember that one?
Yeah, that's the Limbo guys, right?
Yeah.
It looks fine. It looks like them doing what they did with Limbo. Like, I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, it's Limbo 2. But, like, it does clearly look like they're drawing heavily from their own influence, and I'm sure that'll be fine. But it seems like those guys are way too art over
seemed
gameplay, and it's like, that's...
Very pretentious. Very
Yeah.
pretentious. Very.
That only works so many times. Like,
You guys didn't see it?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I loved Limbo, the original styling,
Did you
art
guys play
style of
Limbo?
Limbo.
I love Limbo.
Yeah,
it's
Limbo-
super
Limbo's
fun.
fucking awesome.
you'd probably look at inside and like it then.
But it's one of those, like, it's a 2D, but it's in 3D kind of, so you kind of see in the distance, but you're locked on a 2D plane, which kind of bugs me a little bit because
Yeah.
there's all this shit going on in different tiers, and you're really kind of stuck on that 2D plane. It seems artificially stuck, and
Yeah.
it just seems really artsy, really slow.
And they have this
Kinda
flavor
meh.
of like our
Lame.
totalitarian world where like I want my color back. I'm in black and white, and then some people are getting their color taken from them. Like they're clearly doing the same thing they did with Limbo, where they're building like an interesting world in what you're looking at, not just the fact that it's a platformer.
Do you think the color thing is some kind of metaphor, maybe?
I don't know, Ian. You're going a little over my head.
Some statement.
Maybe we're being too deep for this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what we all came for. Tomb Raider.
I feel like people aren't
Rise.
talking about this trailer enough
Tomb
because
Raider.
I know it's short and it's just a teaser and there's no gameplay. That was a good fucking trailer. This is a really good trailer.
I
Did
would
you
say,
not see this?
I would say
I
it's my
didn't-
favorite.
I didn't miss the Tomb Raider one.
No, I watched it. I didn't think it was all
see
that
it.
fucking
Really?
amazing.
I would say it's
thought
the
it was
most
a
amazing
really
trailer,
good
but it did a great job of teasing. It's like an origin story. It's like the
Well,
rise
it's like
of
it's a
Tomb Raider.
great follow up to. I mean, the last one was a complete reboot. It was her
Yeah.
young. It was doing all the stuff. and it's just like it's a girl. You don't realize it's Tomb Raider, just sitting in like a therapist's office, and the therapist.
Do we think
like,
though? I kind of thought it might have been.
Yeah, I thought like everyone was
well,
like,
you eventually get it, but right off the
Wow.
bat, you don't realize what it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, when people get through stuff, you need to get back out there. You need to assimilate back in the normal world." And you just kind of see the girl with her hood on. Then you eventually realize it's Lara Croft, and she's more or less saying like, "No, I'm not going to. I went through some shit, and now that's what I want to do." And I don't know. I thought it was a really well done trailer.
I will say I'm excited for it. I love the last Tomb Raider. The
Last Tomb
reboot
Raider
was
was
fucking
so good.
awesome. Like, except for when I was playing on PS4, my save got corrupted for some reason, and I just haven't touched it since.
Really? So you didn't beat it?
No, I was near the end, and when
bummer,
the save
dude.
save corrupted,
He beat it in
Even
3,
your
though.
cloud
He
save?
beat it on
Huh?
3.
You can't pull your cloud
the
save
cloud
down?
save was corrupt too.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I know it's fucking bullshit. But I read in forums that at a certain part, if you go back, it'll corrupt your save.
You could probably find
That's
someone
fun.
that's far enough along and just have them trade their save over to you.
Good call. Anyway, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
It looks cool, man.
Can't wait. Actually,
Looks
I
good.
think that was a powerful trailer.
I hope T-Rexes are in it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There will be.
Those would be some good stuff. The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt.
yeah.
And more games need griffin hunts. Every game
Yeah.
should have a griffin. I love the idea that there's like, okay, so now he's on a griffin hunt. And I was like, why doesn't every game just have griffin hunts? This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Never played 1 and 2, but those are like PC games, but they are fucking really good, held in very high regard.
Yeah, 1 is very PC RPG-ish, like it just feels like the definition. 2
Two's on
felt more
360.
like an action RPG, and I liked 2 a lot.
Yeah.
And there's tons of nipples.
I
in
love
The
nipples.
Witcher.
I think there's gonna be tons of nipples in
if
this
you're,
one.
if you're a fan of nipples, then get ready for a lot of nipples.
I feel like it's gonna kind of scratch that Game of Thrones itch a little bit too, the medieval fucking
Yeah.
badassery.
Oh,
Fucking,
dude, it'll scratch that nipples itch, too.
there you go.
Well, what's it
That's
really?
what I'm all about.
I don't know. If
Mythical
You guys,
beast nipples, I hope.
Yeah.
Griffin nipples.
Griffin
Centaur.
All right.
Centaur.
Down
fucking
for that.
tits.
I don't know if you guys are read about this, but when I don't know if the ruler of Poland is called the president or whatever, but when he met up with Obama, he gave him a copy of Witcher 2 as a gift.
And then he asked if he had played it later. And he's like, I haven't gotten to it yet. Now, listen. I haven't played The Witcher.
What do you say? He's like he's never played. He's not good at video games or
Here in
something.
Poland, we don't have a lot to give.
Yeah.
But here's an amazing.
Witcher.
Here's an amazing video game.
That's kind of cool though.
At
Come
least,
on.
yeah, the idea that they know who CD Projekt is. It's not just some freaking random like studio to them.
It's probably the most press they've gotten since World War II.
Good point.
I'm gonna move on. Crackdown original reboot.
I've always had a super big soft
Wait,
spot for
it's
Crackdown
an
games.
original
I thought you
reboot.
were
Well,
gonna say
is it a reboot? They're gonna.
They
kinda
keep
go,
calling it a
Yeah,
reboot,
they're going
but
to
I
the-
don't know what that means.
Basically, Crackdown 2 shit the bed. It was not good. It wasn't,
yeah.
wasn't the cult favorite. They're going back to the DNA of 1, so I don't know what that means
I
quite.
think that means.
exactly.
I mean, how far 2 did you get in?
I actually never played it, to be fair, but
Okay.
I loved Crackdown 1.
You know the voice, you know the Crackdown voice
Yeah,
guy, like,
yeah.
hey, agent. In
Yeah.
2, you find out that guy, the
a
guy
bad
doing
guy.
that voice is the bad guy.
Dun, dun,
It's like a
dun.
dumb Saints Row type twist.
Was that like the
And
whole purpose of the game? Was just to kind of get that thing?
Yeah, and they reused a lot of the city.
Yeah.
And the nighttime zombie aspect wasn't great. It was an all right game.
Now-
I mean, if you want
What
to
a terrible
hunt
night for a
spears.
curse.
Did you guys ever play it? Because it seemed like it had like that Hulk DNA Ultimate Destruction.
Yeah.
Just you can leap, destroy,
And
jump.
just jumping
I've never
around.
played them. Are you a cop in it?
You're you're like an 80s era
cop?
super cop.
But you're a
Super
cop.
Yeah.
So you're saying,
Well, you're a peacekeeper.
well, this new trailer
Quote,
to
unquote.
kill one dude or stop crime
Yeah.
from one guy, they destroy huge.
It's a video
portions of
game.
the-
Billions of dollars.
Again, it's like
Millions of
80s
dollars.
action movie era style,
Yeah.
like over the top.
That's crazy.
I do like the style of this trailer. I'm not sure if that's like gameplay version. Probably not.
And it's
It
gonna
was
be
probably
multiplayer, right?
surprisingly reflective
Yeah.
of gameplay.
Yeah, it looks cool. I
They've
mean,
always had co-op, but it's always kind of just been like, you just get another guy in there, and it sort of makes the game harder to play sometimes. It looks like this game clearly from the trailer was implying that the multiplayer is like a part of it. Like it's a focus when you saw the guy aiming, and then the other guy was setting up with the explosives, and the other guy was up in the car, and like they were all kind of timing their stuff. Like it seems like they're trying to make this like actually multiplayer. I think it looks cool.
Yeah,
I
a
love
lot of fun.
I
It's
always
like-
loved Crackdown games.
Like gangs control certain parts of the city, and you kind of have to infiltrate and stuff. And
as you kill the
a
leaders,
lot of personality. And
yeah,
shit.
they
and-
affect stuff. Like if you kill this leader, he's the guy that provides the cars. So now the guys won't show up in cars anymore. This is the guy that provides the weapons, so now the enemies are weaker. This is the guy that provided armor. Now no one has any armor.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool the way you go around and kill the leaders. Has a lot of smart ideas in it, and it's something that could easily translate to a new game.
Yeah, it was actually weird because it kind of was basically the delivery system for the Halo 3 beta originally.
No, 100%.
Afterthought was not anything. It was like, fuck, I guess I'll buy Crackdown.
It was the original Bulletstorm, where
Fucking-
Bulletstorm, people only bought it so they could get the Gears beta.
Right, yeah.
Cult
It was,
favorite.
They attached the Halo 3
Yep,
beta to Crackdown, and then everyone's like, oh, whoa, weird.
Whoa.
It's also a cool game.
great game. It was like fucking very fun, worth picking up. You can probably fucking. It's still good to pick up, like $3-4 at GameStop. I
Think it still holds up?
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, climbing's come a long way since that game,
And
but I think it's still probably real. Dude, hunting
Yeah. And it had-
agility spheres is
A lot
so
of fun.
addicting and great.
And it had like a very cartoon, like cell shaded style anyway.
Yeah, it was a weird, like, pseudo cell shade. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Crackdown. I like
Timeless.
Crackdown a lot. This game is a game where I'm like, oh, cool. I'll get an Xbox One eventually because of this game and several other games we haven't talked about yet.
We'll keep it on with the reboots, another Xbox lineage game.
Dude, I was so happy when I saw this.
Not Xbox guys,
This is
Percy.
regular
and-
Xbox, wasn't it?
Xbox,
This is from
the original.
Original Xbox.
Yeah.
Now, interesting that I never played Phantom Dust.
Dude,
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, the whole
Okay,
time
remember-
we were like, what the fuck?
Remember
is this?
Majesco? Like
Yes.
when they actually made games and
Yeah.
like one of the 3 games that they released that were like supposed to be their big AAA push to
Hold
make,
on, the dog's crying.
dude. Come on, man. I was doing a really good job at like ignoring it. All right, so they made 3 games. They made Advent Rising, they made Psychonauts, and they made Phantom Dust. They were 3
Yeah.
attempts at a AAA game that all
Oh.
fell completely flat.
Interesting. Psychonauts, great. You say Psychonauts?
Yeah, Psychonauts.
Wow.
Advent Rising had great ideas, but it was a janky mess. And
Yeah.
Phantom Dust became budget like immediately. Like you could buy that game months after it came out for like nothing. I'm trying to think of a good. It's Hearthstone if Hearthstone was an action game. Because you have a deck technically,
Interesting.
and you run around and you perform like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta style action moves, but you're using like their cards in your deck.
I gotta say, it's like a card
It's
game,
like
right?
that Kingdom Hearts game for the Game Boy.
Dude, it's a better version of that system where instead of randomly choosing the numbers and hoping, like it works better where you don't have to choose the numbers really, really quick. You can actually do the full combo with the thing, and then you get other moves, and then you get more power points, and then you can find your better moves until you've just got a deck of your best moves where you're throwing things across the map at other guys.
Seems
And
like an
the single player
interesting
was
choice.
good, but it was against multiplayer too, so you could build your deck and fight against other people's decks. No one played it.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare to find anyone online, but it was such a cool idea. And at the time, graphically, it looked fucking good.
I'm expecting, like I predicted, no, not predicted. When we were watching the press conference and they were doing the big reveal, I was just thinking everyone in the audience was just like, "What the fuck is this?"
It took me a while because they said a reboot and they were kind of like teasing it. I never really played the original.
Well,
it must
I-
have snuck out towards the end of the life cycle, right?
I didn't.
'Cause that was a
to
big
be honest,
Xbox
I think it was
guy.
in the middle, man.
Really?
Yeah.
It must
Yeah,
have.
I was reading. I was like catching up on Twitter at that time. A lot
I
of
thought it
people
was
were like,
everyone.
What is this?
I thought everyone knew because halfway through the trailer, I'm like, "Oh, dude, a reboot of Phantom Dust," and everyone was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Wait, am I wrong?" And
Yeah,
then-
I think you
then
were
they
the only
revealed
one
it.
searching for
the
people
second
online.
that lady transformed, it was like classic Phantom Dust art style. I was like, "Holy shit, are they fucking bringing Phantom Dust back?"
Mike knows the game. All the
Apparently
rest of the
it's-
world was like Google fucking Phantom
I'm like, hold on.
Dust.
This might be Tao Fang. This might be Tao Fang. It's not Tao Fang. Fuck.
Apparently, it's not a reboot though. It's a. I've heard that it's actually a HD remake of Phantom Dust. So
Okay.
they're
Well, considering
trying
nobody
to
played it, that should be-
reintroduce it to people, but
it
they're
another
leaving the
go.
door open to go like, hey, let's see if people enjoy this, and they're updating it and stuff. So it's not like a straight up just updated port, but it's not a full reboot. But either way, I fucking want to play me some goddamn Phantom Dust.
Like,
Seeing
I
that
think-
and then seeing Crackdown and like right back to back, it's like, oh my god, all these cult games. It's like they made this shit for me.
I was about to say that. Yeah, I think if you were there, you'd be going, yes,
the one guy stands up.
Phantom Dust.
I was pumped.
Because like when that came out, everyone's like, there's a hush over the crowd.
I'm like the only one
Every
tweeting.
every
They
now and
could've
there was a
did a few-
clap, but no one really knew what it was.
If he was there, I could see him standing up in the middle of it. Phantom Dust, we did it, guys!
Yes.
Turn around,
Well,
we
dude,
did it!
You saw the guy
High-fiving
announcing it.
people.
The guy announcing it was like,
So
he
psyched.
knew that people like me were about to be excited, but nobody else.
There you go.
He's like, Mike, this is for you, buddy.
But yeah, I was pumped for that.
We wanted
I
to
think
read-
that's a game that a lot of people will like now that they're going to actually have a chance to realize it exists.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. Next game?
The Division.
That
The
game
Division.
still looks really good.
A replay from last year. It was one of the few from last year that they teased and that kind of made its way to this press conference.
The-
More of it? More?
Well, the trailer that started out was super depressing. How it starts out.
I thought that was the one that Ubi.
And that,
Yeah,
what,
Ubi
is
was
that what
the
this
The
depressing
CG
Oh,
one
whatever.
was fucking a bummer.
I'm getting confused. All right, sorry.
I mean, the gameplay one wasn't great, where he's like, "Let me get this hologram vision of the past." Oh, okay, it's a child.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
dying.
right.
So here's the child dying. He died right here. I get experience for figuring this out.
Now, this is a Tom Clancy game too, right?
Yeah.
Tom Clancy, The Division.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was more excited about it last year. It seems like I don't know. Who are these people again? Are these fucking not soldiers?
Post-apocalyptic
They're fucking.
There's a-
something.
So it's like
It seems like you're kind of you're not a resistance per se, but you're like.
it's like
trying to
civilian
survive,
kind
just
of
trying to
thing
survive,
going on.
Because
Yeah.
the government's doing the whole like we're not the bad guy, but we're
Yeah.
also you're in a martial law state, so we kind of have to control you, and there are people that feel like they can't. Like
'Cause-
it's still sort of vague.
No, I think I might have made this mistake last year. The voices going back and forth, were they characters or were they?
I fucking said the same. I had an actual tweet that said, "Oh, it just now occurred to me that
Yeah.
these are supposed to be people playing the game talking to each other, and not
Were they
like
voice
people
actors?
in the game
I
like
hate
character
that.
They did the
shit."
same
That
again.
And they
bugged
did that
the
last
fuck
year,
out of
too.
me.
Yeah, they did.
because It was way over the top, way
Fucking
annoying,
annoying.
and it was like, fuck, man.
There's
I
a lot
felt
of-
so dumb.
So
There's
those
a lot-
are, to be clear, so those are people talking.
Yeah, well,
It's supposed to be players
'Cause I mean,
playing
like-
the game and not the characters in
It's
the game.
like that's a Ubisoft trope they do in
Yeah.
all their games.
Yeah.
I totally
fucking annoying.
But I didn't realize it till like 3 minutes into the
Okay,
trailer.
good.
When,
Wasn't only me.
He's
Wasn't only
camping.
me.
He's camping. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
try and throw a nade. And I'm like,
I'm like,
they
Who
call
says
that a
nade?
nade?
And the girl
No,
too.
That's not what bothers me. What bothered me is just so unrealistic because no one's cursing.
Yeah.
There's no N words flying out. Like
Yeah.
that's not Xbox Live at all.
And
Headshot that fag.
is the girl
Yeah.
calling the girl's calling offensive maneuver plans?
Yeah.
I'm very on point. I'm
Yeah,
like,
come on.
And
Get-
no one's like,
get in the kitchen.
no one's like,
Come
show
on
me
now.
a picture of your titties. Like that never came
not
up.
enough nips.
Tits or GTFO. Make me a
It just-
roast.
Dude, you
Okay.
sound so hot right
It felt
now.
contrived. It felt, fake.
Ugh.
So it's good to know that that's not in the game.
Yeah, it just sounds super
Awesome.
I'm
What
still,
if that was the characters though? Throw a nade, bro.
I know. Nate, bro.
I'm still super stoked for this game though. Like
Oh, yeah, it looks
when
awesome.
Borderlands came out, I was like, oh, okay, so this is going. You know how Batman Combat came out and then everyone stole it?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, so Borderlands came out, everyone's going to steal this idea. And then no one stole it at all. And then Borderlands 2 came out, I'm like, now people will steal this idea. And then no one stole it. And it's like, okay, finally, like, The Division seems to be, like, taking a lot of ideas from it. And without realizing it, Destiny is a very similar game. Like, it's nice to see other games finally doing what Borderlands was doing.
Yeah, but I was super excited for last year. I'm still pretty excited for it now, but I just, when they were actually shooting the people and you see like points or whatever come off of them, I was kind
I
of
love
like,
that.
I don't like
You're not
it.
a fan of... Dude, that's the best
I
part
know,
about
it's-
RPGs is when a ton of numbers fly
I know, but
off.
that's an RPG. That's not like
No,
this
but
type of-
rewarding.
I
just-
guarantee you're going to UI and turn it off.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying like.
If it's default off, I'll go turn it on.
Yeah, I don't know.
There you go. Take
It
that for
doesn't bother me.
Take that, bro.
It bothered me. It bothered me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I just kind of because you're supposed to be set into this world, like like hardcore into this world, and then you see these games. It's like I know you're playing a video game, but it's like really video gamey with that shit.
Whoa,
going
dude, just throw a nade, bro.
on. Well, yeah, man.
Calm down.
Fucking throw an
Flank,
A at it.
throw an aid, bro. Division, I mean, looks good. Not really doing much for me. I don't know. Interesting as a Tom Clancy game. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
There's another Tom Clancy game in the works.
Interesting.
They have the
IP,
rights. They
right?
might as well just throw it on everything.
throw it on
Yeah,
there.
they might as well drag that dead man's name anywhere they can. Dude.
Platinum Games.
Scale
End the show.
bound. My boy
Scalebound.
Scalebound. Dude,
Original IP.
Everything Platinum
Exclusive
touches
IP.
is fucking gold. Every game they've ever made has been fucking awesome. And if anyone
Nobody
else is making
plays
this
them,
game,
Yeah, too bad no one's buying it.
Yeah,
dude,
nobody buys Platinum games. I love Platinum games, but nobody buys them.
For the people who don't know names of Platinum Games.
Vanquish, Bayonetta,
Vanquish is
Black
one of
and
the best
White,
games.
Wonderful 101.
World.
Oh yeah, Mad World. It's like you look at that. If anyone else is making this game, I'd be like, "What's this weird game about Dante from Devil May Cry fighting dragons?" But then you go, "Oh,
Yeah.
so it's Platinum making this game. This game's gonna be fucking good." And then it has the best name of all time, Scalebound. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna start a fucking power metal band called Scalebound.
Looks pretty good. The main protagonist,
Looks
that guy,
just like New Dante, doesn't he?
rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. It seemed a little
Nah,
too.
he's the best dude. I bet he loves
Best
fucking
dude.
Euro mixes and stuff.
It's like the platinum hair. fucking
Listening to
shaved,
trip
fucking-
hop all the time.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was
know,
like,
man.
are those headphones he's wearing? And then
Dude.
like
It's
pops
super
them
cool.
on.
And then he
Super
puts them on and
fun.
fights
yeah,
the
I was like,
dragon.
that's pretty fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's not just headphones. It's headphones that transform into a helmet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
it
thought it
is.
was pretty
He
cool.
looks like a
man.
dragoon at the end of it. Like,
Yeah, he
it's
does.
badass.
Fucking scale
I
bound.
think the thing to take away with this, fuck mechs, it's all about dragons, right?
Yeah.
So, no, what are we talking about? We're talking about dragon combat.
No,
or
dragons are the
you
new
control
zombies.
dragons.
Well, knowing,
Yeah.
I mean,
Think
that
so?
was the other cool thing. Is
Yeah.
first you thought he was going to fight the dragon,
Yeah.
and then him and the
And
dragon fight the
post-apocalyptic world.
monster. And
always
think about this. Think about what Platinum likes doing. Think about when, like, the later stages in Bayonetta, when she gets really crazy. How much you want to bet you're controlling the dragon,
Yeah.
and the dragon's doing weird, rad-ass fucking fighting moves, like it's a straight-up action game, and you switch back. Dude, this game's going to
Yeah.
fucking rule.
I'm
Scale
not-
bound.
The
Scale bound.
The trailer looks
Scale
fucking
bound.
awesome. I am excited to see
Yeah.
what the hell they're gonna do
Platinum
with
can't
it.
do
so.
anything wrong. There's nothing they can
Yeah.
do wrong.
That's a
Except
bit
some
much.
games.
Let's calm down. Let's
No.
lower the expectations a little
Nah,
bit.
scale bound.
A lot of these games are just straight from Mike. It's just
Oh, dude, I told you, dude, this show is fucking for me, man. They built this goddamn conference for me.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Lair almost sold a PS3 when it first came out. Like, I love Dragon games. So I was like, you know, hopefully this will deliver.
Remember how big of a bummer Lair was?
I was like,
Oh,
no, wait a little
jeez.
bit longer.
I just loved all the people who defended it. They're like, it's really not that bad.
Like, are you on what drugs are you on?
You can turn it off. You can turn off 6 axis. Could you? Or eventually,
They-
right?
they-
I don't know. I
patched
think
it in,
later,
like,
later
6
on.
months later.
Yeah, way later
man.
than they should have.
Way later.
But it looks good, man. It looks good. And interesting enough, fuck, original Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah.
Now, since we talked all the games, we hit all the games. How did that? Let's talk grades. Let's talk about final impressions.
Like I said, I came away very positive. I felt like I went into that conference with 0 reasons to buy an Xbox One outside of the recent price drop and being like vaguely interested in Dead Rising 3. I came out of it like, oh, cool. There's a ton of games I'm going to want to play. I'll probably buy one with my next tax return. Like, I haven't made the decision, but I'm like, next time, like that's usually where I buy my systems. I'm probably going to buy one.
Yeah. There's a lot of known quantities, like the Halo's going to be there. The Halo collection looks great. We're getting Sunset Overdrive. We're talking Scalebound. These games look next generation. I know
brought new-
NBA 2K is going to be around there somewhere. I'm excited. You know, Xbox One, pretty cool.
New games,
Great.
exclusive games.
Yeah.
I gave it a B+.
Okay.
Well, for the most part, I didn't really see too many games. I was like that I'm probably not gonna get for Xbox One. I just get them for PS4, except for Sunset Overdrive, which I'm super excited for. That's like the only game that super stood out to me. Super.
What's your grade though, bro?
I don't know. Dean never gave his
Chuck
grade.
and Nate,
Well,
give us a grade, bro.
let's go down the line. We'll wait for Dean.
B minus.
Okay, I go to B.
I thought it was super okay, and
Ayo, okay.
I don't know. I guess a B minus. I haven't been sold to buy an Xbox. I have no reason to buy one at this point.
Keep in mind, I loved it and gave it a B+. You guys were like, it was alright, B-.
I don't
Yeah.
think it deserves.
We're whores. We're
I
easy
don't think
whores.
it deserves this. Like
It's
that wasn't awful.
B's neutral.
Right.
I
C?
mean,
C?
C is neutral.
All right.
I don't want to go too much in because
Now
I'll
B.
explain in my other conferences, but
Right.
there was flaws in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect, but
It-
I was, again, expectations were really low, but I came out of it like, okay, cool. They give a shit.
I guess if you think about it, compared to last year too, we're talking no TV, no multimedia, no Connect.
Thank you.
Thank
For the
God.
hardcore.
That's
So
what
that
I
it
do-
gets a little bit higher grade
I
for
do.
me too.
I do like those all games, and I do
So-
like that they kind of showed more indie stuff. Like there's some indie games that are.
Yeah, they at least gave that
Yeah,
montage.
Yeah, so I'm happy that they were.
Oh, and
that's
really
good.
quick, how dumb of a name is Cuphead, but how cool
Oh.
of a game does that look?
Holy shit, that game looks awesome.
It looks like
I
an
can't
old
wait.
30s cartoon
Is
or
that
whatever.
an exclusive on Xbox?
I think it is.
They didn't
For-
say whether
I
those...
hope not, because it's the only game I want right now.
They didn't say if the montage is exclusive, just that stuff
I
is
think
coming.
if it is, it's gonna be timed exclusive.
It
Most
looks-
indie game stuff
It looks
is.
so good though.
Yeah.
It's such a
I
cool,
can't
it's such a
wait.
dumb name. I remember
like-
making fun of the name and then seeing it and going, it had to be a cool game. Right?
It's like that early 30s
It looks-
animation style.
Yeah,
with big
piano
eyes.
background
Cool.
music. Oh, I love
Like
it.
the car has a face and it's dancing while it drives.
Everything has a face.
Yeah.
Xbox, we'll use out of the first segment. Ran a little bit longer, but feel pretty good about it.
We're out.
We'll come back with some Sony news after the break.
Yeah.
Scale down.
Red barrels aren't the only things exploding around here at Dark Side of the Kingdom. I'm talking about explosive red-hot video game culture dissected by none other than Dean Persian Ian on behalf of the Drainage.net. delivered straight to your eardrums on a weekly basis, free of charge. If you've been enjoying today's episode, stop by our Facebook page and give us a like, ask us a question, or just check out sexy photos of the hosts of this very show. Dark Side of the Kingdom, a video game podcast for people who love video game podcasts.
And we are back, segment 2. Sony. She's laughing at me. I know you're laughing at my token, man. That's how I come in, dude.
I know. I'm just laughing.
It's all about repetition.
We're back.
And we are back. Segment 2. Sony
We are
E3
back.
press conference.
Yeah.
Let's talk games.
Bam.
Destiny, PS4 exclusive bundle. There we go.
Like,
It's hot in here. It's hot. Let me
Really
finish my
burying
thought.
the lead there.
Not exclusive.
We
but-
got the PS4 exclusive white bundle. We got they talked about some exclusive features for the PS4. They're getting some exclusive multiplayer maps, guns, shit like that.
Tons of stuff. It seems
Tons
like,
of stuff.
Like, it's almost like, why didn't you guys just make this exclusive?
I know, right?
Like, I think if it was like Titanfall and they didn't plan on just releasing a sequel really quick, this is like they have that whole 10-year plan with this game, they probably would have just made it exclusive.
It seems that way because Microsoft's not really showing anything about it really too much. So
Yeah. The thing about me with Destiny is that, especially after this trailer, it looks like Halo. It looks just like Halo. They're jumping on the speed bikes, the
It's
armor. It's like, and then it's a multi-platform game. They're still making Halo. It seems like kind of like,
Halo?
Are they,
It's Halo
giving it
Borderlands.
all
I was
to
gonna
Halo?
say Halo Borderlands too. Yeah,
It's,
Yeah.
it's Halo Borderlands, and that's like
Yeah.
the best thing. That sounds
So it's kind of
so
like
good.
it's like cheating getting Halo on PS4, kind of. It seems like.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's dope.
oh, okay.
Um,
You got a little time to. Huh?
yeah. I don't know. What you guys planning on getting Destiny? Is it a system seller?
right now it doesn't interest me.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
I love
so
Halo.
psyched.
I like it. I like Borderlands.
I love Borderlands.
It looks good. I mean, Bungie, I have a lot of faith in Bungie. Bungie's developers, they put a lot of nooks and crannies in the game, a lot of attention to detail, a lot of emphasis on multiplayer, co-op play. It seems like they're really building this from
Yeah.
the ground up. The DNA at Bungie, pretty dope. Some of the things that was kind of sketchy, it seems like the guy who scored the whole Destiny game, didn't they? He's suing Bungie now. So it
Yeah,
seems
but
like
that,
as a
that doesn't
company,
affect me as a game player.
it's kind of a shitty thing to do, but it doesn't affect. the
He
gameplay
also
at
was
all.
employed for like 100 years. So it's like, oh, what? You're a composer and
Yeah.
no studio keeps a composer on? Yeah, you eventually lost your job, clown. Go cry me a river.
Well, I mean, clown's a bit much. I mean, he
This
was
guy.
the brainchild behind. I think the Halo soundtrack is identifiable.
Yeah,
it is amazing.
Here, I'm that guy. Oh, yeah, real genius stuff. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, yeah, anyone can do that.
Dude, come on, man. Xbox, the original, booting that up.
Here, I'll do a song.
Mike,
Yeah,
kill him.
Mike's got the jokes.
Yeah,
I
new
know,
new
man.
theme for you guys' show. Oh,
I don't want
Here,
that as
keep
a
me
new
on the
theme for
payroll for
this.
20 years, you guys.
Okay.
My
Okay,
God.
so, okay.
Money bags.
I don't
Mike
even
over here.
dislike
I
him. I don't dislike him at all. I just decided
That's
to
fine.
take a stance.
This asshole over here.
Yeah.
Hey, devil's advocate,
God
bitch.
damn.
It looks good. White PS4? I don't know.
I'm gonna get a white PS4.
You think so?
I like.
Everyone
I think it
seems
looks
pretty
fucking
into
cool.
it.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll keep the continuity. I'm a Black System kind of guy. I love the Black Systems.
Ooh, you got Jungle Fever?
Got the Jungle Fever, man.
Nice.
Let's go Black. The systems, they
Is
take
that
up,
really a thing for you? Like you have to keep kind of.
they take up more shelf space, the Black Systems, but I mean, it's just a sturdier
how I
build.
roll.
It's a sturdier build. You get more action.
You know when you get home, it's always going to be there.
Honestly,
Hell yeah. Hey, D,
not
do
that
you, do you own a leather jacket? Please tell me.
What's that?
Do you own a leather jacket?
no, I don't.
What?
You don't own a leather jacket?
A black leather jacket?
Or at least a sleeveless one?
Come on.
What are we going for? What are we doing?
All right, sorry.
I was just trying to help Percy
Or-
out. I didn't know where he was
Is that
going.
an Italian stereotype?
My-
Is that
no,
what
no.
you're
I,
doing?
whoa,
Where you
you're
going?
taking it there.
Whoa, whoa.
I'm just saying
What else, bro?
the
What else, bro?
magical system.
You want some pizza? I got some handy. Yeah, no, back here. No, just joking. No, but- I don't know.
All right, go ahead, go.
Fuck it. Let's move along after that awkward transition. The Order 1866.
Game looks legit.
Looks fucking amazing.
It looks
Clean
awesome,
looking
but
game.
every time I look at it, I'm just like Gears of War versus Vampire. I mean, versus
Resident Evil?
Lycans.
Lycan's werewolves.
Yeah, there's a little RE vibe in there
It's a
too.
nice twist on the werewolf thing. It's not straight up werewolf. It's more like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type stuff.
Yeah.
All the clips and video I've seen of it, I really like the whole seamless jumping back and forth from what they consider a cutscene to gameplay
yeah.
and back and
Yeah.
forth. Like, I really like what they're doing.
It reminds me
with
of Heavy Rain a lot.
that. Yeah.
And very intense, that scene where the monster's chasing him down the hallway.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, this is legitimately intense. I feel kind of like the fidelity's there. Exclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is this Ready at Dawn?
It's
Ready
Ready
at
at Dawn,
Dawn.
working
Okay.
with Sony Santa Monica.
Cool. I mean, I'm there. I like it.
Channeling a lot of Uncharted. I think it looks good.
Okay. Entwined.
That game was a weird, embarrassing thing where they're like, "Hey, you see this boring game? You can buy it now for
don't- it-
$10."
Here
And
you go.
everyone's like, "Ugh."
Well, it looked interesting, but when it came on, like you couldn't hear the guy talking for the first like I don't know 30 seconds. And so
They had some
that-
technical difficulties.
Yeah,
for
so you
sure.
couldn't even see hear what the fuck he was saying. So I think that kind of also.
Like it looks
Lost
fine,
everything
but it
right
just
there.
felt like a weird thing for them to like. Sure enough, be like, "Hey, buy it now," but like the price was just sitting up there for a long time, and like no one seemed interested or like excited.
Yeah.
It was just like a really like I felt embarrassed for the
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, they're like, hey, the guys behind Journey, so like, hey, we made Journey. It's like the same, gonna be the same experience, maybe kind of thing. Very artsy, but it's like a dual stick. Like, what the fuck is like a dual stick shooter kind of thing? It seems like.
it looks like it's Tempest, but instead of shooting things, you're running into things.
Well, you say it was the guys who made Journey. I don't think it was
Yeah.
that.
No,
Was it?
it was the
No, it wasn't.
the
Oh.
music is made by the Journey guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's
Big Catch.
made by. I thought it was made by students. It's two
Yeah,
different.
but it was a bunch of
schools.
students. And it was their first game.
Yeah.
It seemed like they really loved it. Like they had the whole like the shirts, they had like the
Yeah,
whole
they
like
were
the
really into
iconic
it.
thing. They were really pushing it. Spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, too bad that's not infectious, huh?
But honestly, it looked interesting to me. But
Like,
I love
fine, but-
weird games.
But they were
and-
also rubbing it in your face, like, buy it now. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
It just
And they're like, you can even go on your phone and buy it right now. And everyone's like, not going to happen.
Put the phone and put the phone back down. We're not going to do that right now.
I was hoping they'd be like, yeah, PS Plus, you can get it for free. I was like, all right, yeah. And they're like, $9. I'm like, no thanks.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Infamous First Light. Looks
Laura
like
Bailey's so hot.
the first.
Can I
the
just
first
talk
thing
about
he
how
said in the
fucking
movie
hot?
theater.
That's
Laura Bailey.
Once Fetch came on screen, I was like, Mike's like, hey, you got to Google her, check her out.
Yeah, look at the voice actor. Laura, dude, she's so fucking hot.
Okay. It'll sell a
Googly
few
eyes
games.
over here.
It'll sell a few copies. I think I like about it is it's a standalone product, DLC standalone.
That's what they did with the Festival of Blood, which I thought was really, really smart.
Yeah, and kind of like Blood Dragon, those kind of games,
Mm-hmm.
$15 standalone titles. I love it. It seems like it's in its own universe enough too. It had like the really cool soundtrack. Now, is that character a standalone in that DLC? Is she part of the original Infamous?
She's
Second
part of
Son?
it,
She's
the
part-
newest
yeah.
Second
She's
Son.
part of Second Son, but
She's the first person you get powers from.
Yeah, you just hear a little bit of her backstory, but this looks like it's taken. You're gonna hear her side of the story and everything before she gets captured and everything. So it
And
looks
since
cool.
you take her powers,
I dig it.
they're probably going to explore more powers with that power set, which seems pretty cool. They also said you're going to get some extra stuff if you have played the original game. I'm going to guess whatever bonus shit she can use that he couldn't, they'll give to Delson. Seems like that could be cool.
And it seems like Infamous is the go-to right now PS4 game to play. And
It's
more
rad.
of it. Cool.
Yes,
Um,
and also I love that logo.
logo's good. Like I said, it kind of. I saw that trailer. It was like Blood Dragon-esque. It was kind of scratching that itch. I'm like, all about it.
Neon baby.
Little Big Planet 3. You guys saw it. You guys talked about the theater. You said eruption from the crowd.
The crowd
Yeah.
loved it. I mean, I liked Little Big Planet, but the way they showed it was really awkward.
Yeah, it was
because
like
of,
these guys had never fucking played their
Exactly.
own game before.
How high was that girl? Like she
I
was
know.
Dude,
Oh.
they were so bad.
infuriatingly.
very, very easy on the eyes. I think people were watching her more than the gameplay. On
What I can say about the game is that. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I'm thinking about Little Big Planet 3.
It seems like the jump's
I
still broken.
apologize.
The jump's still broken. It seemed like I don't know if it was just them, but it seemed like there's a lot of.
That's why
floatiness.
I hate the controls in Little Big Planet. That's why I never liked any of them. And this one I just like even less.
That's a game I like watching from afar when people make cool shit in it.
Yeah.
It's fun, but I'm like to watch that stuff, but I don't have any I'm not gonna play Minecraft. It's just fun to watch people what they can make in it. I'm not gonna play Little Big Planet 3, it'll just be fun to watch the YouTube videos of people making stuff with it.
I don't know, man. It looks cool. Like when they announced it the first time, Little Big Planet. I loved the idea behind it. It seemed really cool. It seems like they're introducing, new character types, co-op play, new elements. But fuck, man, platforming. How do you fucking break the jump? I mean, it seems like you're not the only person complaining about it. I've boards everywhere. People bitch about the jump.
The jump.
Percy,
The
you
jump.
enjoy the
so
games?
bad.
the floaty jump.
Could the floaty jump be better, Percy?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Wait.
It seems.
I think we can
Why?
all say
Why is
the
it broken?
game could be better.
Why is it broken?
It's not necessarily broken. It's just that that's the way they have their shit set to. I mean, it's just that's how they like to do it.
I'm just amazed their big new thing for the new generation is 3 new characters.
It seemed like that would have been like a Little Big Planet 2 edition almost.
Yeah.
or
Well,
just-
and also it was weird because they were showing off that game as if it was a single player game, not a game where like you're going to be making tons of stuff. It's like, why are you showing me these new characters as if I'm not just going to be making things that might not even involve them at all?
Yeah. Well, Mike, you can access every Little Big Planet map ever made. You have access to the back catalog.
I think that's a cool
the
concept.
PS3 stuff is there for you. You can get it.
I think that's really cool that
Oh,
you do that.
Ooh.
But
Sold. No.
Waking
I wouldn't
back
use it.
up.
I wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for obviously there are no fans here really, so it's
yeah.
not for us. But I mean, that's cool feature for
Yeah, it was
people
weird.
who are
The movie theater we were in
hardcore.
there fucking blew up.
A lot of
when
people love
those
the game, like-
Clowns came up on stage to do their dumb little clown act.
Now, okay, you guys talking about theaters. You guys weren't at E3. Now, explain the event you were at real quick for the Sony.
The E3 experience, I
For
think it's
the,
called.
for the listeners at home.
You get to go to a movie theater and watch the entire live stream, which is pretty cool. A couple times where it was a little sketchy, the stream, but for the most
Oh,
part,
shit,
we didn't
yeah.
miss anything. And it only happened once or twice. It was no big deal.
I'd imagine it's a lot like
Okay,
going
way
to
more
E3 just with less BO.
Yeah. Was the HD good? Because I was watching on home streaming. And you deal with like choppy.
It was
feeds and
fine.
shit. Looked
It
good?
was no worse than if I was sitting at home.
Okay.
It skipped a couple times. It was spotty a couple times. It was probably better than being at home.
These guys- yeah. It seemed like interesting. I was never really. heard
I
that
liked
before,
it. If
so.
they do that every year, I'll fucking buy into it every year. I think it's really cool.
Bloodborne. From Software.
Project Beast. I'm not a big Dark Souls, Demon Souls guy, but I like the idea of a Dark Souls, Demon Souls game with guns more than I like one of those games without guns. It also looked like a weird dark world that just kind of was like, okay,
Super
cool,
dark.
this seems really interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking at my list. There's a lot of games, and this game's not. It didn't really leave a good impression on me, obviously, because it's not bringing much back. Too much. I'm a
If you're,
pass. I'm
if you're a
pass.
Dark Souls person,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're fucking psyched.
It's from
It's one of
Software.
those
I'm
very
excited. It
specific
looks fucking
things.
awesome. It's super dark, and then
Yeah.
it looks like you're part of like this weird town. It didn't really show too much of what the
Really
fuck.
selling it. It's super dark, and it's like you're in this weird town.
No, like people are like almost not zombies.
So
but
Detroit.
it looked like you're like a guy who's like just ripping through people. I'm not sure if you're like saving them somehow by ripping their guts out, but it was just really dark and bloody, and it looks fucking cool to me. I liked it. I can't wait for it.
I like
I'm
dark
excited
and bloody
for it.
things.
Yes, I do.
I'm a fan of games that take place
Huge
in
fan of
weird
gore.
towns.
Yeah.
And
To the fans of Silent Hill out there, check out
If you like gore,
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
If you're like Mike was saying, if you're a huge fan of like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, that stuff, then you're fucking love
Yeah,
this
it's your
game.
jam.
It's your jam.
Nice. Far Cry 4.
I fucking loved Far Cry 3, and this looks like more of that.
Loved Far Cry 1. Loved Far Cry 2. Loved Blood Dragon. Skip 3. I'm excited for this
What?
game. I skipped
you
3.
liked Far Cry 2 and you skipped 3?
There was
2
so many
sucks
games.
dick.
Really?
Ugh, the fucking virus and getting the things in your gun jams. Fuck off, Clint Hawking, you dick.
I like the Africa. I like the
guy who
sub-Saharan.
developed that game.
Sub-Saharan. There's some cool stuff into. I enjoyed it enough. But yeah, it was kind of annoying the
Yeah, I
gun jamming. But
understand that.
Far Cry 4 looked good. We're talking. They coined the term weaponized animals. You guys remember?
Oh, yeah.
Elephants.
I like when that hawk flies by and just picks up a gazelle and just like fucking flies away.
The elephant kind of broke it for me though. Like once the
Takes no damage from the explosions.
yeah, the
That's what bothered
fucking
me.
tips the jeep over. The jeep explodes in the elephant's
it probably
face.
took damage, it just didn't die.
The elephant's face should be ripped off. I mean, let's get some
don't
realism.
know, man.
Let's see
If
some
you're-
skull. Let's see some blood.
You should have
I
seen
don't
in
know,
Far
man.
Cry 3 a lot of tigers are blowing up propane tanks and not dying in that game.
Man, but I think the interesting thing about Far Cry 4 that they kind of snuck in there, friends on your friends playlist, play for free.
That
Fuck
seems
yeah.
really, really cool. And it's also crazy that that's a PS4
Yeah,
only
exclusive.
thing.
PS4 exclusive.
Now, the way they implied made it seem like you get a certain number of passes you can hand out.
Okay.
So it's not like you can just every single one of
I
your
was gonna-
friends can play with you. It seems like it's like kind of like, remember old PSN where you can download the game 4 times on any system, but after you download it 4 times, it's gone forever. Like, it seems like it's kind of going to be one of those where you get a certain number of passes for buying at PS4. You can hand them out, and those people get to play with you as much as they want, but only those people.
But do you think it's like an Italian? You get 10 keys, but it's once you finish your session, a key expires.
I don't think that's.
Because it's like
They didn't make it seem like that. It just seemed like there's a limit to how many people you can give it to, and once you give it to them, they can't give it back. But that it's like they can play with you whenever you want them to play with you. It's probably fucking genius because people are gonna play with you and go, "Oh, I want to play this game. I want to play it when I'm not playing with you.
in the digital world.
If
you
this
know?
if this
Pretty
works,
cool.
they'll
Yeah,
probably
it looks
keep doing
fucking
it.
awesome.
If it
But
works,
it's
they'll do it constantly.
Interesting
really
concept,
smart.
interesting dilemma, possibly. Mooch friends. You get your friends that are like, "Hey, dude, fucking get home. Let's play fucking Far Cry 4."
And
You're
you
not
know what?
home. It's like, "Hey, I'm trying to play fucking. No, let's play Far Cry 4." Texting.
Getting text.
Interesting-
Hey, you know what game I think you'd like? Far Cry 4.
Hey, bro,
oh, why?
you
Do you
sitting
have
home?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get that code. Interesting concepts. Kind of cool, man. I mean, especially for these. I mean, that's potentially money that they could be selling discs.
Yeah, but what a smart thing is they can't just play the game when they want. Your friend has
That's what
to be
I'm-
online.
that's what I'm saying, you know,
like,
dude.
that's really smart playing concept.
Well, and it segues really smartly into the PlayStation Now stuff because if they leverage that technology, it could be that thing where it's like lots of games can do that on PS4 and maybe not on Xbox One. Maybe it's not an exclusivity deal. Like that could be a really interesting thing for their games as opposed to other people's games as far as like trying to push that.
Dead Island 2.
I was surprised. I thought Dying Light was just replacing Dead Island.
This
thought
is
they
not
were-
made by the same.
Like Dying Light was supposed to kind of be the spiritual successor, where it's like,
Yeah.
hey, you didn't like Dead Island? Fair enough, we understand that. We're
Yeah.
going to make a more accessible, better playing version. And then all of a sudden, Dead Island 2, I was like, oh, I mean, I liked Dead Island.
No,
I understand it was
apparently
janky, but I liked it.
I didn't see it coming.
There's two different teams. That, is what I think.
Well, no, yeah, it's a different team, but
Yeah.
I thought Dying Light was
Yeah, it was-
replacing
Yeah.
the Dead Island games. So to see a Dead Island 2, I guess that was a huge surprise. The trailer was excellent, by
Dude,
the way.
for my,
Fabulous trailer.
for my money, best trailers in the business.
Yeah.
The Dead Island 1 trailer was a fucking movie in
that-
itself.
I
That
would
thing crossed barriers.
Yeah.
Everyone heard about that
I
trailer.
wish they made movies. I'd love to see one of their movies, straight up movie.
That was a great trailer.
Strange because
yeah.
I mean the games aren't that much. I mean the trailer in Dead Rising 1 hit this emotional tone and they kind of just threw out the window for the game itself.
Yeah, they wanted people to know about
It
their
seems-
game. Not
they're great storytellers.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved to see a little bit more of that in Dead Island. Dead Island 1 was good. You know, it was fun, brain dead, fun budget title
buggy.
kind of thing.
the
Very buggy.
follow up was awful, by the way. It was
I never
fucking
played that.
Trash.
Was it really?
It was. They included a couple things, but it
Take a
was like
stand.
hot ass garbage.
Yeah, but it looks no gameplay, but the trailer was dope.
What do you guys got? We got
Well,
hot
yeah.
ass garbage over here.
Well, me and Ian were talking. If you guys listen to the very end when the van comes up and like the guy takes the shoes,
Yeah.
that guy sounds so much like Jack Black.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
he?
And the guy in the guy talked to him, his friend that was with him, sounded like Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. Like
Weird.
dude, it's every
playing.
and over like everyone's like, is that Jack Black? Is that Aaron Paul? Like everyone's
I
like,
swear, I think it's going to be Jack Black at least.
That'd be
Trailer was
cool.
great though.
That'd be cool.
And it's probably more representative of the actual game, which proves that they can make a great trailer that also will segue into their game, like be seeming familiar rather than the last time where
Yeah.
it was super impressive and emotional, but you didn't reflect the game at all.
Blown away by that trailer. Just
Yeah,
fucking
like that a lot.
And if you've ever been to Venice Beach too, very
Yeah, yeah.
amazing approximation. I was like, dude, this is fucking
all the
Venice
people.
Beach, man. Fucking hey, bro. Battlefield, Battlefield Hardline. We'll gracefully ease on. trying to keep the transitions segue smooth.
I know that the EA Battlefield Hardline video, I'll just talk about that now.
Yeah. Because they didn't show much. They didn't show
fucking
much
awesome.
during this, but
looks.
I'm a big Battlefield guy.
Yeah, me too.
And looking at I know it's all canned, and they like the guy lived forever, and that's not gonna happen when you actually play. But similar stuff like that game, like I love Battlefield, and this is just a more Bad Company style, like a little bit smaller, a little bit more focused version of Battlefield. I'm fucking all in. That game looked goddamn great.
Now, did they fix the last Battlefield? Because it kind of came out
Still kind of
still broken?
I don't know. People
Did
claim
they-
that, but I didn't have any problems after like 2.5
Because I've seen a lot of
Okay.
people. A lot of feedback was like, fix the other Battlefield, and then we'll get excited
Update
about
10
this.
just came out.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could still be
Jesus
fixing
Christ.
because I had some issues. Yeah, first 2 weeks connectivity issues.
Okay.
The first fix that went out, I've never had a problem.
They're
since.
still in beta for the squad joining. Like starting in a squad before you start a thing. That's fucking ridiculous.
It's
It
kind of
is
ridiculous.
pretty
stuff like
bad.
that is crazy, but the game was
Yeah,
playing
it's still playable.
fine.
I-
I didn't
I'm
I
still
didn't run
playing
into
it.
any issues. I
Yeah,
think
I'm still
people are
playing it.
blowing it more out of proportion
I
because
beg to differ.
they're not all playing it.
I beg to
makes
differ. I kept trying to go to single player so I can unlock more stuff for multiplayer, and every time I come back on, save was deleted. So I'd get like 4 hours in. I'm gonna set it down, come back and play. Hey, what mission? I'm gonna start. All right, you want to play rookie, medium, hard, whatever the fuck, and then I'm like, fuck. So I lost my save again. It happened multiple times. So many times, like, fuck it,
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
done. I haven't even touched Battlefield 4 since.
Dude, just play the multiplayer.
Well, I know. Well, I like playing
a
single player.
Battlefield
I
game.
know, but I love playing single player games, and it just
The
ruined
single
it
player
for me.
games are terrible.
Oh, nonetheless, I just wanted to play, and it just ruined it for me. So I said, "Fuck it." But this game looks awesome, and that
Oh, I know. I'm so
and now
excited.
that Visceral is actually part of it, I'm down too because I love Visceral. So rock and roll.
Yeah.
How big of a bummer was the I don't know if you guys heard about it, but when the guy introduced that game, it wasn't in any of the streams. He was like, so I had an outline for a game I really wanted to make after Dead Space 3, and like I had all these ideas, and I created a complete creative outline, and I went up to the guys and I showed them, and they're like, okay, so you're going to be making Battlefield, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, that's great too. And I was like, why did you tell us that story? Like, just to bum us out about your dream dying and you're being forced to make a Battlefield game?
Just like, it's come on, he's just knocking him
It's
a
a
little.
weird story.
Window inside the developer's mind, man. You
Probably just had to
can't
get it
that
out there.
shit.
He's probably had it a little pent up.
But it does look really, I think it looks really,
It looks fun. It looks really fun.
I'm really excited about it. I can't believe how soon it's coming out, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like all at once too, like PC,
Yeah.
PS4, Xbox One.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
That'd be good. Going from great to, my opinion, pretty shitty. Magica 2, right? I don't want to put any Mike, we are back, season 2.
No, seriously, I can't believe they spent the amount of time they spent on Magica. I mean, I played it on Steam, but it wasn't a game that I was like,
They spent
fucking
a lot
dudes,
of time.
we need to play Magica.
It's a cult favorite, though. I think that's what they were going for, is the whole hearts and minds
It was
thing.
so fucking broken when I played it, man.
That
But it was
fucking-
broken in a good way.
Was it?
I felt like it
No,
was
what-
broken in a good way.
Never played the original. Is it held in high regard? Because it looks like shit to me. It looks like shit.
Again, it's a cult
Cult.
favorite. Cult
The
favorite.
fucking trailer did no favors. It actively annoyed me, just like how terrible it was.
I just thought it was random.
It felt like a bad
Dude,
48-hour
you sound
film.
like me. You sound like it did seem like a bad 48
It was just
film.
like, it was shockingly terrible for a huge fucking...
Shockingly terrible.
Right? I mean,
We
we're
should write
talking...
that as our byline.
Dude, this is in between. We're in between Battlefield and fucking some other good shit. I'm not
the
gonna jump
Dentel
ahead.
guys made that.
I know. It's like, ugh, that was definitely an in-house video. But more Magica, yay!
Oh man, we just went inside, team.
Too.
Oh yeah.
I'm just amazed they
Move
put it during an E3 conference. Like,
Yeah.
hey guys, just so you know, it's like the Peggle 2 fucking announcement
I
from
think it
last
was
year.
just
Peggle
the
2's
same-
coming out.
Guys, Peggle 2's come.
I think it was them
Fucking
trying to do the whole
we
like,
know.
yeah, we got indie games. Yeah, we got big games. Hey, now we're also going to say...
Just-
it was their version of Phantom Dust. It was them saying, hey, it's a game that it's clearly
Really?
for a specific audience.
But it's not
It
for the
just wasn't as
PlayStation
cool.
audience.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if it was like making a good new Parappa the Rappa, people would freak out.
I think it was them trying to make a case to some cult people, like, hey,
Yeah.
check it out.
Uh,
Not like I was
Obviously.
into it. It's just
Yeah.
like, I think that's what their logic was.
I did like the next part. Well, this whole part where he was reading fan letters,
Yeah.
I thought was pretty clever. It was
Yeah.
a nice change of pace, which they need in these boring fucking things.
I normally like Adam Boyes, but
Yeah,
God, he fucking sucked that
Yeah, he
night.
was not
He was
entertaining.
off, dude.
Wait, you like those jokes? Come
I'm
on.
normally a
Yeah.
fan of it. I like Adam Boyes a lot, but God, was he fucking off
some-
that night,
Yeah.
dude? Ugh. Just the worst. Just jokes. Just awful back to back. Like, you couldn't get a goddamn break. I was sitting there just like, ugh.
I mean, even for like E3 presser standards, pretty terrible
was
stuff.
that bad.
like, Jamie Kennedy was sitting
Awkward.
at home being like, this guy doesn't know how to do a con.
Yeah, I get the fuck. He,
But,
he was off. I don't think it was
He
that
was
bad.
not doing good.
But yeah, during the letter transition, I don't know if you're getting there, but there was a letter from a little girl.
Which he messed up the age. This is the best
Yeah,
part.
right.
Hilarious.
From a 12-year-old, and then Jesse, age 10.
I thought that was a joke because, like,
They zoomed
they
out.
purposely changed it. Start as 10, then it was 12, and then you realize that it was Chef.
That's
Oh.
the joke. Yeah.
Did you walk out? You see the
Ian thought that he messed up the age.
That
Because I
was
thought
a
they told
joke.
him it's 12.
No, that was the joke.
Like, I got it was Tim Schafer and all that bullshit. Don't
You
get
know,
me
but
wrong.
like the age. did
Anyway,
change.
Grim
Yeah.
Fandango.
Are we fans of Grim Fandango?
I've never played it, but I've always wanted
I've
to.
never played it. I've always heard
Whoa,
many
really?
good things. Yeah,
Oh,
just,
wow,
I've
yeah.
always wanted to. That's I always hear everyone's puts it up on a pedestal.
I was a big Day of the
It's
Tentacle
fucking
guy,
awesome.
and this was the first game I remember coming out after Day of the Tentacle from.
I remember Day of the Tentacle.
from Schaefer. So I loved Fandango.
Tim Schafer's early work held in high regard. Now, is this a reboot? Are we talking like
remastered.
just one-to-one
I think-
copy?
Looks like it's a 1-to-1 remaster.
Dude, all these deals with Disney and
Ooh, yeah.
and PlayStation are doing awesome shit.
Well, and
man.
it's smart too. These are smart. Well, it kind of reminds me, even though DuckTales came out and it seemed like people really weren't feeling it. This is it's one of those smart decisions where it's like, this is something that Disney doesn't know enough about to make that decision, and then they do, and you're like, okay, cool. They've got someone in some office somewhere who knows what they're talking about. Be
Yeah.
like, make this, let them make this.
It's
I know you don't know what this game is, but I'll let this
Yeah,
studio
trust
make
us.
it. I promise
Well,
it'll be okay.
It's a cool little partnership going on, so we might be
Yeah.
seeing some really cool shit come out of that. So
and Hulk is exclusive in Infinity. He gets to park cars and drive
Yeah!
buggies and
Holy
Why do
shit,
they
man.
show Hulk and then it's like, hey, look, he's exclusive. By the way, he's in fucking cars, like parallel parking.
Okay.
He's not even driving around. He's parallel parking.
The only thing that bothers me with that is they call them toys, and those are not toys. You can't even move their arms or legs like that. I fucking hate it. They're statues.
Yeah, they're statues.
Anyway, you're in Fandango. People
Yeah,
looking forward
smart
to it?
move.
Yeah, it's
I am.
awesome.
All right.
It's awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. I
This
can't
next
wait.
part is what
Amazing.
really got me excited about the whole thing because I'm super into like indie games and people
Yeah.
who just make weird shit just to try it.
Oh, let's-
And this whole list of fucking Broforce, Titan Squad, Not a Hero, new Hotline Miami because fuck yeah.
Yeah, right.
Talos, everything, and is Let It Die one of them or is that a different thing?
Oh, that's
It might
all.
be-
That's all.
I think
That's
that-
something else.
Let
Yeah.
it die something else.
But yeah, they had
I'm
a
so
new
excited.
partnership with
Have you
Devolver
seen-
Digital. So
Have you seen the characters in Broforce?
Yeah, I saw all of
Have you
them.
seen Dolphin Lundgren?
No, I
He's
haven't.
he's a dolphin.
Oh my god! I just saw the Bro Doc Saints, and it's you play two guys at once.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Seems like a good game.
But yeah, good montage. We're talking indie games.
Oh, super
boom, boom, boom.
excited.
New Hotline Miami. I finally
Fuck
picked it up
yes.
on 3DS. Fun little game, dude.
It's on 3DS.
Yeah,
Oh, weird.
right? Or
No.
What am I thinking of?
You're thinking Retro City Rampage.
Yeah.
Excuse me, good
Yeah,
catch.
I was gonna
I,
say weird.
every time we
I
talk
wish
about
I
know
these
it's on
games,
Vita,
imagine.
but-
Could you
Every
imagine
time I
if that
switch
was
those
on
up every
3DS?
time.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
Yeah,
But,
you need to get Hotline Miami
okay.
somehow.
So hot.
It's so good. Yeah, Steam.
No.
Rocking on Steam.
it's like a retro GTA kind of thing, or
No.
It's almost more of a-
murder puzzle simulator.
It's like
I could dig it.
Super Meat Boy
wouldn't
if
say
you weren't
puzzle
doing a
either.
platformer.
Okay.
You have to do everything perfectly, but you're not platforming.
yeah.
But yeah, good representation. Broforce looked good. Titan Squad looked pretty dope too.
Honestly, everything they showed
Not a
looked
Hero
good.
looked great, yeah.
So I mean, it looks fucking awesome. I love Hotline Miami, so I'm down for anything that's
These guys.
Devolver Digital for the most part. So.
Cool.
Everything looked all pixel too, like
Yeah.
all
I
pixel
love
based.
pixel art.
That's the
hardcore.
hotness right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you would think that these games would easily transition into the current generation. Do you think that'll happen? Like PS3, will it trickle down? These like one-off PS4.
I don't see
I
why it
don't-
wouldn't. It can't be that much extra work.
But I think that they kind of have to, with these indie studios, they have to pick where they want to be.
Draw a line in the sand,
Yeah.
commit,
Yeah.
to a certain extent. Because it seems like technically you should be able to do it, but some
Well,
stuff.
and now's the time. There's not a ton of games, and so like people want this type of stuff.
I would just rate my deal. Eventually, I can go to Steam.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Well, I think a lot of those games are already on Steam too. So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
they're making their console debut on PS4 and Vita. So and that's why they're pushing more towards PS4 and Vita because those are they're new shit. They want to go back to PS3.
Yeah, I could definitely see like the Vita inclusion as well.
Yeah.
Let It Die.
That was the Suda game, right?
Yep.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, that
Kinda-
looked like Melee Borderlands.
It looked really weird, man.
They
It
didn't
kinda had-
show much of it.
It was
but-
just all like real
Live
like
action
live
stuff.
action.
Well, there's
stuff,
that
like,
one clip where it's like the girl doing the combo, and like that was like the only gameplay that I saw.
Was there? I thought
There
it
was
just-
one section that
Are you
was actual
sure?
gameplay.
I thought it was just all
It was like
live
a chick in
action
a
and they all-
subway cart or something doing like a combo. It was the only part. But
Yeah, he's right.
Was
Okay.
there monsters and shit and stuff? Like
I didn't see
I don't
it.
even
Just
know.
people.
It's
hell.
so
It looked like
dark.
it looked
Yeah.
like there's just people with weapons and
But
different
it's-
armor and
But
shit.
Suda kind of does what Suda does. So if you're into that shit, like it seems like it's to be good. But if
Suda
you're
does.
not, you probably won't be.
I think it looked like kind of Manhunt.
like platinum game.
Did you get
Yeah.
Manhunting vibe out of that?
I was getting.
Not really.
Did you
Yeah,
guys,
no, I totally give you.
I got that.
did you guys ever play the Hunter the Reckoning games? It seemed
Yeah.
like a little bit
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
like the multiplayer.
Kinda
Oh yeah,
along
those
sticks.
games were cool.
They're pretty fun. I
Definitely
kinda-
looked like it was trying to push that whole like he was picking up the equipment. You saw the level and the damage. Like they were. It's gonna be that type. Like again, I was surprised no one was ripping off Borderlands. Now it seems like everybody's finally doing it.
It's like holy shit, this shit makes money.
I am excited.
Yeah.
Again, the logo looks fucking awesome.
Logos do a
Oh,
lot.
it's just the skateboard kid.
Yeah.
Death? Oh my god.
Death skateboarding by
Love it.
Let It Die looks so good. Sorry, graphic designer in my sorry.
Hey man, it's all good. Own it.
All right.
Abzu. Is that how you say it? Am
It's
I
the Journey guy,
that's
right?
These are from the other Journey
Fuck
guys.
this.
Giant
nonsense.
squid. My
Giant
note that I
squid.
wrote down. I wrote a note down. It looks like a pretentious Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude,
it seemed like a lot of swimming with dolphins, a lot of swimming
Journey
with
might
sea creatures.
be the most overrated
Mike's
game that's
Mike's the
ever
biggest
existed.
Journey hater ever.
Journey
so-
was
nice.
a fucking worthless 45-minute.
I say
Yeah, it was a real journey into my fucking asshole. It fucking sucked.
it's very rare that we get such diverse opinions on
Boo.
this. Percy, defend the realm. Defend the realm a little bit.
I don't. No.
Does this
Journey
game
is
do
fucking
anything
awesome.
for you as a
Actually,
Journey
no.
fan?
I love what they do. I love Journey. I love Journey. So I mean,
Journey's
I love-
useless. Flower was okay. Journey's fucking useless.
Flower was awesome. Journey was awesome.
Journey's
I like
up its
it all.
fucking ass.
Flow was interesting.
Flower seemed like you gotta get like fucking nice big joint, smoke it, and just fucking veg out.
Yeah.
Is there a game in Flower? It seems like you
Flower's more of a game than fucking
take
Journey was.
LSD and fucking just trip out.
Journey was holding a button and then some asshole
But-
sometimes being your game
Anyway,
ruining it
back
for
to
you.
Abzu.
Abzu, you are a
Fuck
ominous
Abzu.
creature. You're swimming around sea life. It seemed kind of
Like
cool
you're a
exploration.
merman.
I love the
You look like Black
art
Manta.
style. The art style is cool. It's very angular.
what I
I
really
like
love
that
it.
a lot.
It looked cool. I'm curious about the gameplay, like what you're doing.
Yeah.
But
Again, it seemed like that.
Well, it's
the
a
other-
game made by the Journey people, so there will be no gameplay
It
in
seemed
it.
like it was a game like the one from the Microsoft. What the fuck was it? The Ori and Blind Forest. Like, it's just like there wasn't really show too much. It's just like it seems just more art than story or anything. Gameplay.
yeah, so it's safe to assume it's going to be like a downloadable title, $15.
Yeah.
It's gonna smell like an Abzu.
That's a really fun joke.
Shit.
Man. That's really good, man. All right, so
I don't think I get that reference, but okay.
Yeah,
It's called Abzu, and
Did
zoos
you hear
smell
that-
bad, so
did
it's
you
gonna
hear the
smell
silence?
as bad as an Abzu.
Oh,
that silence meant no one got it either. So.
yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
All right, so let's.
We know who does look good.
No Man's
No Man's
Sky.
Sky.
Yes.
Yeah, No Man's Sky looks
Dude,
fucking good.
I can't wait to get
Come
to
on,
the squadron
everybody.
that's all discovered by Ballsack, and everything's
yeah.
gonna be like, this planet was discovered by
by
Ballsack.
Ballsack.
And this is the part, like, and you get the name the animals. I'm assuming.
It's gonna be like, meet me on the planet full of penises. Which one? Well, the one in the penis galaxy. Which one? Right.
Phoenix at 2467X.
All the dinosaurs are just giant cocks
Yeah.
roaming around. Now, this game had me almost immediately. You get it. You get this new. It introduces you. You're walking around orange grass. You're walking around. Just like shit flies over your head. Dinosaurs.
The
Fuck,
colors.
the colors. Oh,
so
my god!
beautiful.
Spaceship. You jump in the spaceship. You fucking fly in space.
I'm a sucker for the. I'm on
Then
the
the
planet.
details.
I fly
Oh,
off
dude.
the planet, and you watch you transition from space, and then the fly back down to the. Oh, I love when games do
It
that.
looked cool. This like straight real time going from
this
ground
an
from the
exclusive?
planet to space.
I didn't catch it. I don't
Is
know.
this an exclusive?
I think it is.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Now-
timed exclusive.
Is
Take
this?
it. Nonetheless, I'll take it.
Is this feasible, I think, now? Because there's a lot of huge ideas in this game. Everybody that starts the game, you start on your own planet. It's like a infinite universe. It's always infinitely explorable.
The big thing that they've done with
It
this
seems
game.
very... Yeah.
Their whole thing is that they've come up with this crazy algorithm to make stuff to the point where I don't know if you've heard them talk about it.
Yeah,
but they
they-
have a robot that will go through their own game to find planets to make sure they're not too similar, and it goes to the planet and then takes animated GIFs of sections of it and then sends it to a server,
Jesus Christ.
and then they can go check that server and go like look at planets and just make sure there's not too many planets that are the same. Like that's how big the scale is that they had to create something to they had to
Yeah.
create a robot that will look at what their robots are making.
For me, this was the first next-gen experience. Like, we're finally getting the graphics scene and thing. This is just, like, fuck, like, mind-blowing. Like, as soon as, like,
Super high concept.
fuck, he goes to the atmosphere, you go into space, goosebumps, and it's like, oh, it keeps going, he can smooth around.
I'm a sucker for starship pilot
Yeah.
stuff, so even the idea like the planets are cool
Dude,
or whatever, but
yeah,
I like the idea of like I'm
space
gonna be up in
pirates.
space all the time.
I enjoyed, like, the Star Wars Starfighter games.
Yeah.
The Xbox, it seemed like they controlled it a lot like that.
Yeah,
and then
I
plus
love
exploration of Mass Effect, fucking bright colors, unique aliens. Fuck,
Something
dude.
unique.
Fuck, fuck,
I'm
fuck,
on
fuck.
board.
I think we're all on board for that one. It's fucking awesome.
Interesting enough, after that, they kind of slid into a quick little Project Morpheus slide. I mean, they didn't really bring much to the table there, but
I
we
was
should
gonna,
talk
I think
about
we
it a
were
little
talking
bit.
about it. I was surprised they didn't show it because it's like let's show everybody our thing. But then I found out that they had showed it on Jimmy Fallon, which is like hey, are you useless
Oh, yeah,
and you
that's
watch Jimmy
the-
Fallon? Well,
that's
then
the
we're
head
going to
thing.
introduce this thing to you.
Yeah.
So I think that they realize that gamers know it exists and they don't need to talk about it until they have something to show, and that they used like the talk shows to show it to the people that don't know what the fuck VR is.
I thought the VR thing's kind of hard to show without
Yeah.
actually putting it on your head. too.
Yeah.
You
So
look
I
like
mean,
an idiot. Like people are gonna be like, this guy looks like an idiot.
And then people get confused by
Yeah.
the both eyes.
Yeah, yeah,
version.
exactly. So I mean,
it's not easy
like-
in a small setting to show real.
I
VR.
think they should change the name to Project Break Shit in Your House. 'Cause that's what's gonna happen to people who's swinging around, just hitting
Yeah.
the lamps over. It's gonna be
man.
awesome.
Yeah, you definitely don't use headphones with those stuff too, because I mean, headphones, VR
Dude, you'd
gear,
be so in it.
You're supposed to,
basically-
man.
you're
That's their
asking to
goal.
either
Jacking in.
broken into beanies,
Matrix.
a lot of rapes going on, a lot of
I've always,
stolen shit. A lot
I've
of
always had that fear
murders.
that when I'm in the shower,
Yeah.
like I'll have music playing, the shower's loud, and stuff, that my family's being murdered in the other room, and I would have no idea. That's what it's gonna be like every time I'm in Morpheus. I'm like, oh, is my family being killed right now?
you have to take yourself out of the game every now and then. Okay, I'm cool.
Now, I mean, are we hearing good stuff about Morpheus? Or
Yeah.
any shore floor reactions?
Everyone said it's
Everyone's-
more or less on an exact same plane as the
Oculus.
Rift, and so it's
Oculus
like
Rift.
Gen 2 Rift.
Yeah.
So is it meet with Gen 2 Rift? Because I think they updated with the.
they've said it's on par with what they've seen from the Rift. So
Okay,
people
cool.
that have seen the newest Rift have said that they think Morpheus is on par technologically, but they're showing way better demos because it's Sony getting their studios to make shit, so that actually gives it a weird edge.
Yeah, not gonna lie, they showed this right after No Man's Sky, so I was kind of hoping that it'd be like, oh yeah, No Man's Sky.
It would have made
compatibility.
sense, right? Doesn't it seem like the perfect...
That would have been a huge win. It could
I think
be.
they should have showed Valkyrie. That Eve game that takes place in the VR set, that is such a stage-ready thing to show people, but if they're not going to show anything, fair enough.
Okay. Project Morpheus, I think these next couple we can maybe squeeze into one little unit. I mean, it's basically PSN, free-to-play, PlayStation Now, and PlayStation TV.
My favorite part was the free-to-play, and he's expecting a round of applause, and everyone's like,
Yeah, you'd think if they were going to give stage time to free-to-play, and this isn't like a bash, just like some games that seem interesting. Like those, they totally seem like free-to-play games, but they're not like... It's not surprising that any of them are free to play. Like you'd think they'd show like I was expecting like, are they going to bring one of the popular MOBAs and announce that it's a free to play game? And then they did, and I was just like, oh, okay.
And I don't know if you guys caught it. There was a really bullet point on the bottom of the video. Some features free.
Well, yeah, I mean it's free to play. That's free.
That's when that Sean Layden guy got on stage, right? This new
with
CEO
the hand
with
talking.
the hand.
Oh my god!
The whole time I couldn't stop like doing hand gestures, the exact same he was doing.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was
The
like
whole
fucking
time.
McCain holding a pen.
I love...
Yeah, he was.
Whenever he'd mess up, he'd like look to his side real quick and have this little... he'd like do this weird... A lot of weird mannerisms. I don't know if you picked that up on the audio.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
I wish it was Jack Trenton.
Jack Trenton was awesome.
He's so much better at it.
How about that? That was kind of weird, but we can go back to it real quick. Jack Trenton covering E3.
Yeah, it was weird
I didn't
watching
watch
him
it,
like
but-
say all this nice stuff about other,
Yeah, he
and
gave
like
Microsoft an A. That was
like how into
weird.
like it's like clearly he was thinking this stuff when he worked there, you know that, but it's weird
Yeah.
hearing all his insights. Like, wow, this guy is super okay with other people. Like he was defending the
Yeah.
Xbox One a whole lot.
And he really wasn't hyping PS4. He was like,
Get
it
a
was
job.
okay. It was all right, but that was interesting. PlayStation TV. That was pretty cool, man.
I'm glad they're bringing
Yeah.
that to America because I think that's something
That's
a lot
cool.
of people will take advantage of,
Yeah.
and that's a good price point.
$99.
That is worth it.
Yeah, and it does a lot. I mean,
And you can get a used controller for pretty cheap too, so like it's not that
What they got that?
expensive.
What the bundles like 139?
$129.
in a fucking Vita download game. That was weird, right? Fucking the.
So,
I mean, well, in Japan, it's called the Vita TV. Like, it's,
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
It seems like in America, they're marketing it less as a Vita that you don't need to buy a Vita for,
Yeah.
and more as like a streaming box type thing. But in Japan, it's literally called the Vita TV because it's supposed to be a Vita you can play
Yeah.
without owning.
It's a brilliant idea. I'd almost see like Xbox kind of copying something similar because
it's
it makes too much
it's really
sense, you know,
smart.
for multiple rooms and stuff. Get that streaming.
yeah, the fact that you could set it up and play in your bedroom while you have
Yeah,
your
yeah.
system in the living room is fucking bomb.
Well, and the idea that I've already thought remote play is pretty sweet on my Vita when I'm at other people's houses. In general, it's cool. So the idea that you can take this thing and go like, oh yeah, I'll stream some PS4 stuff for you.
PlayStation Now montage. I didn't get a lot of info out of that. I mean,
I think PlayStation Now is going to be a huge deal. I'm surprised they slow rolled it. I can only assume that means that they're going to be talking about it in a higher capacity sooner, considering it releases as soon as it does.
When does
But,
it release?
They
July
said
31st?
Yeah, August something. I thought.
Oh, it's July 31st.
Okay, yeah, that's
Coming,
really
coming,
really
coming
soon.
out so yeah, next month.
You think
that-
it's gonna be like Netflix?
I'm everything I've heard makes it seem like there's going to be rental options, and then that they're probably going to roll some sort of PlayStation Plus version of like you get this much for free, or you can stream. Like basically, they'll turn the instant library and the PlayStation Now into one thing, where like this week, like for this month, your PlayStation Now will let you
almost
play
like
these games, and you can add that to your library, and they'll kind of the instant library name will disappear, and the PlayStation Now version of it will kind of replace it. That's what I think makes the most sense.
it's kind of like a Sega TV kind of thing,
Yeah.
like cable. And these games are offered.
New generation.
How much does that cost? Do you think is that additional fee? Or
It's weird. They're really smart about rolling stuff into PlayStation Plus. I wouldn't be surprised if you have PlayStation Plus free version, but I don't know. It's really hard to say.
It'll probably be like a set price, and then if you already have PlayStation Plus, you'll get a discount from that set price. I'll assume.
Or just a free version of it to like kind of in the same
yeah,
vein as the instant
Well, I mean, you
collection.
get
Sounds
this main
cool.
game. Like the first games right now that we released for is God of War Ascension, Dead Space 3, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and I think a couple other ones.
Well, those are just the beta titles.
Yeah.
They need to put some titles out there for people to try. So
People want to play Street Fighter. Let's go.
There you go. Hey yo, there's some pretty cool, updates to Twitch. You got the YouTube live broadcasting, kind of
That's
cool for
smart.
people who like it. It makes sense.
and being able to upload your video straight to YouTube is probably
Yeah.
smart.
How did that work before? Because you,
You had
had
to
to share,
upload
right?
it straight to Facebook.
Okay. Yeah.
which is where most people will probably be sharing it, but still,
The
like,
extra
it's better
step.
to have the YouTube versatility.
Yeah, they'll upload to YouTube and then post on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of potentially doing like live tournaments, live special events for certain things.
That's not
Pretty
where
cool.
they were talking about the camera too and the broadcasting, so you can customize the way your broadcasting
Well, yeah,
looks.
they saw that people were using their thing to do those fake talk shows things, and now they're kind of like, hey,
It's kind of cool, man.
we're giving you a thing that is for that rather than you having to use the other things to stream yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
get
that's
like
a
a
pretty
fucking-
smart thing.
You get like a little switchboard going. You can do like live broadcasts.
You saw the
It's fucking-
graphics and the thing that was
fucking
like, this is the song that's playing right now. and
Yeah.
This is our show. Like, it was like, that's pretty fucking smart. Like,
Yeah.
that's them clearly watching what people are using their tools for and going like, we'll make that for you.
Yeah. You guys next gen? You guys use Twitch?
Yeah. I've streamed on my PS4 a decent amount.
I streamed a few times.
Okay.
I
Pretty
mean,
good experience. What's that like? Having people watch
don't
you
know.
play.
It's fun. Like the Jim and M audience will watch me and Jake play games because obviously they like Jake and I. So it's like, oh, cool. Like it's a fun little thing where it's like we're playing our games and we're doing what we would have done normally.
Yeah.
But there's a chat and there's people
Patches.
watching and
It's like a live-
It's an extension of what they
Live
like
VGS
already. Yeah.
kind of thing. Cool,
Yeah,
man.
it's fun.
I mean, it's there for people who like it. Kind of cool. Look forward to using it.
To be honest, I also gave them. They also did a little nudge to Xbox on that.
Yeah, I like how they're like, yeah, we gave you the option
If you,
to buy a camera.
of course, they had a little dig.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's cool that
Well,
that people are buying it. Like they didn't realize that people would be buying as much as they did. So
They didn't
hence
sure as hell
this
didn't talk
shit.
about anything for the camera during the. Like, can you use the camera for anything interesting?
Then why?
It's like,
Don't even fuck that shit.
Well, they did say now that they saw a lot of people are using it, they're gonna figure some other way to.
And that's smart. They did it the right way.
Shut
Rather
that.
than
Yeah.
forcing it down your throats and no
Yeah.
one giving a shit, they're like, oh, well, it's there. If you want to use it, oh, you do? Okay, cool. We'll come up with some more stuff.
There you go.
cool, man.
Smart.
Minecraft Vita, full console experience.
Holy fucking shit!
In your hands.
By the way,
Ian, was that genuine?
Not fucking remotely.
I was going to say smart job on skipping Powers, because Powers is
Oh.
fucking boring as shit.
No, the only good part about Powers is Dr. Robotnik explained it to us.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
the kingpin of
I was
crime
gonna say,
telling us about his
thing when-
bullshit.
Brian Michael
And
Bendis.
I love him. Don't get me wrong, as a comic
Oh, yeah.
artist and
Bendis is
writer.
great.
I mean, as a writer,
Yeah.
I love everything he writes. No problem. He makes awesome shit. But we're gonna skip over Powers.
What you should
No.
have done is
Yeah.
said, hey, we're bringing your comic book favorite Powers, and guess what? If you have PlayStation Plus, you're going to get all the episodes. Here's some concept art.
No,
Peace
no.
out.
I'm
It should
done.
have
The
taken
The concept
35
art.
fucking seconds.
I'm like, why did they show the concept art? Because it was like we're
looked
getting
like
badass
shit.
trailers, we're getting all this cool shit. Here's some half-ass concept art. It's
Yeah,
like,
it should have been
what
a,
the fuck,
it should have
man?
been a 1.5 minute thing,
Is it
and it
live
turned into
action?
this weird
Is it
5
cartoon?
minutes.
I don't
What
know.
is it?
I don't
I
fucking
think it's
know.
animated.
I thought it was a game for the first fucking 10 minutes of the
apparently-
speech.
Apparently
Hence the
it's
question mark
coming
on the
out in
sheets.
in a couple months. It says coming soon. Who
Yeah.
fucking cares?
No one cares,
I
man.
think it's an animated, whatever show.
So Vita, kind of like who cares, but kind of cool full console experience under Vita.
Yeah, I mean, people love Minecraft.
The people who
It's
play
still-
Minecraft are still gonna play it the way
Well, I don't know.
they
You
play Minecraft.
turned
It will
tides.
be-
You turned tides since last week, Ian. Last week you were championing
No, I
Minecraft.
like Minecraft, but the people who play
This guy.
Minecraft are not going to change how
Okay.
they're playing.
Is
That's
there
why?
a portable way to play that yet?
No.
yeah.
Not no iPad.
Yeah,
or-
technically-
there is.
Well, is
I have it
iPad-
on, I have it on a tablet.
Well, I know there was that way where you could search levels and look at other people's levels, but there wasn't an actual way to play.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Well,
could you?
I have it on my little Android tablet.
Is
I
it
have,
the
so-
is it the full console
You-
experience?
I don't know. I don't know the full console.
Did you actually use it,
I tried it. I got bored and I stopped playing it.
or were you
so-
just exploring a level, or were
No,
you
I
actually
walked
playing?
around. I built a house.
Okay,
I was
fair
like,
enough. I was under the impression this was the first way to play it.
No,
Either
no,
way, I
no.
bet it's better.
No,
Okay.
yeah,
But interesting enough, who gives a fuck? They
Yeah,
have it.
yeah, who gives a fucking deed?
It's on
Who the
everything.
fuck put this list together?
I don't know.
Going back to television a little bit, we got Ratchet and Clank movie, kind of buckled in with the next gen reboot of the original.
I like that you skipped Mortal Kombat as well, because who gives
Oh,
a
shit.
fuck
Whoa,
about Mortal Kombat?
So skip Mortal
Let's
Kombat.
let's go back to it because before E3 came out, they released that teaser trailer that looked fucking amazing. Obviously pre-rendered. The technicality of what was going on looked
Who
amazing.
cares? These games are fucking clumsy nonsense garbage.
I love how much he hates it.
I know. It hates. Don't even fucking play it.
Clumsy
Play it.
nonsense. My
Yeah,
stance
I
on
play
Mortal
it, I
Kombat.
don't like 'em.
The secret with Mortal Kombat to enjoy them is you have to buy them like a year after they come out and they're down to like $20-30.
They play like fucking
They're
Super
a good
Nintendo games.
They're a
They
good
haven't
budget
changed at
title.
all.
They're a fun budget title.
They're
Brain
garbage.
dead.
They're trash.
Not
I wish,
all of them are
I
good.
like that they care so much about their game. I just wish that their game wasn't bad.
But,
I would
okay.
love to see these guys care about a game that was good.
We know what Mike thinks on X. X didn't change your mind at all.
Mike doesn't like Mortal Kombat.
Percy, I know what bugged
Mike
me about
doesn't like
Yeah.
black people.
Nah.
was, okay. Interesting silence and move on.
Good, perfect.
Mortal Kombat X though, the trailer fall off from the teaser, the pre-rendered teaser trailer. I don't know, man. I was excited before, but
Well, some stuff
I'll
like-
buy it in 2 years when it's like $30.
I'm probably still gonna get it, but people were saying that when you actually see it and you're playing it live, like 60 frames per second, and it looks pretty close to what was being seen from the trailer and stuff.
Well, again, I
looks
wasn't joking.
Really
when I said these
fucking
guys clearly really care about it. They're continuously trying to make their game good. The whole multiple modes, and you look at that fucking DC nonsense game. Like they want to make a good game. They just keep putting all these cool things in this clumsy, fucking awful fighting system of theirs. Like I would really love to see these
Like,
guys
what cool thing?
like develop a game and let someone else handle the fighting system.
Wow.
Hey, there you go.
Hey,
I,
you know
I'm
that
giving
thing
them
you've
a
been
compliment.
spending
They did
20
pretty-
years on? Stop.
I think they did an okay job with the reboot, the last gen reboot of the original,
Yuck.
the first player story mode. Mortal Kombat. Moving along, I guess we'll kind of ease right back into Ratchet and Clank movie, right?
I've always thought that those games are close to movies anyway. I think it'll probably do well.
It'd be cool. I don't think it's going to be this big smash hit, but they also announced that Sony's making a Sonic movie too.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be live action.
Mixed with CG.
Now are these?
Because that
like
didn't go bad
Scooby-Doo.
before. Because remember the Sonic the Xbox 360 game?
Oh yeah, where he's making out with the princess.
Yeah, what
Human-
the fuck?
Little furry action going on.
I just hope Jameel White is voicing Sonic. again.
Urkel? Yeah. Get the Urkel in there.
Now are these delivered on Sony PS4 hardware? Are they going to movie theaters? You think?
No, they're
It's
full
on-
on
it's in theater,
theatrical
yeah.
release.
Legit film, cool, interesting. Ratchet, is he good enough for is he good enough to
think he's
lead
funny.
a movie?
They're lucky because they already have a really good voice actor voicing him, and they clearly have a good writing and sentimentality, sense of humor. I don't know. I'm sure they have real writers writing it, but they probably have the guys involved. But it looks just like, oh, it's all those cutscenes of
Yeah.
the game. Cool, I'm okay with that. Like the games are fun, but they've always had a great sense of humor in a world that makes perfect sense.
And the games were fun. The original games were great.
Yeah.
The weapon design was always fun. And it seems like they're going to sneak out another reboot of the original. They're going to redo it. And
Yeah,
I'm not sure it'd be reboot. It's probably more like a remake of everything.
they straight up called it a
reboot?
reimagining.
There you go.
Imagining.
It's
I guess-
it's a movie tie-in.
Kind of bring it on.
Yeah. Fuck it. I mean, I guess the jargon we're going to have to get right. So the remaster for The Last of Us, is that a remaster?
Yeah,
That's
it's just an
straight up
it's
HD
an
reboot.
HD version. Yeah, I think it comes
HD,
with the
60 frames
DLC.
a second.
How do you guys feel about that? I mean,
Looks
the
awesome.
PS3 and and Xbox 360 look great. I mean, we're getting all these great AAA titles from last gen just kind of upgraded. I mean, are
I'm
these
okay with
legit
that stuff
titles?
because it's. I mean, I rent a lot of games, so
Yeah.
as far as the fact that I'm going to GameFly this game and not purchase it, I'm super okay with. Oh, cool! I get to play a game I liked again, and it'll look better.
Yeah, it's just interesting because, I mean, it just came out like not even a year ago. It's like we're getting another next generation remaster, so interesting.
Don't forget we are sponsored by GameFly.
Yeah,
I wish, man, that'd be nice. Get a little fucking cash in the back end, help pay for those services.
There you go.
Be nice. That'd be nice.
Little kickback.
That was
So,
good.
The Last of
I'll
Us.
probably pick it up.
Yeah.
Honestly. I'll take it.
Of
Hey,
course
truth
you're
or
gonna
propaganda?
buy it.
Actually,
You're
what
gonna
pissed,
buy it.
what pissed me off, actually,
I'm down.
spoilers. Spoiled in the trailer, right?
I love
Yeah.
that they did that though.
I don't know why people gave a shit. This game's like a fucking year old.
Well, I never played it, Mike, so I'll...
Fuck you, D.
Should I close your eyes, man?
It's weird. I forgot that someone in the room was the person that's affected by it.
It's alright.
I almost even said,
Did
you
"Who
still
the
watch the
fuck's
whole thing?
affected by this?"
Well, it's funny because the first shot, it was like, I thought it was almost the most spoiler thing. It's like, I'm like, fuck it, and I kind of zoned
that
out for a
sucks.
little bit, so...
I
don't know.
You'll be surprised. It really wasn't as spoilery.
Not
It
as
at all.
wasn't
it
super,
is.
yeah. I mean, it showed some stuff.
I don't
but-
think they showed anything that will, when you're playing the game, will ruin it.
Yeah. Interesting. So is it safe to assume that we're not going to get a sequel, you think, or is that...
I don't know. I feel like this game was too popular to count out completely, but they've also said that they don't feel like it needs one. So.
It doesn't. You just have to remember that Jon Snow dies.
Yeah.
I
Motherfucker.
love doing that, man.
All I got to say is that I've watched every episode of Game of Thrones this season waiting for Jon Snow to die. And if he dies next week, sir, we're going to have some words. We're going to have some words. It's going to get real awkward. Like, I love the show.
Man, that's the easiest way to make people angry, dude. No joke.
What got me, it was just how proud you were. You were just so happy with yourself.
confident of.
You love
So,
doing
I
it.
was like, you
I
cocksucking
was playing
motherfucker.
Xbox the other day, and we were just dicking around. I'm like, don't forget, Jon Snow dies. And we weren't even talking about that. And the one guy's like, if that's true, I'm not playing anymore. This is bullshit.
I'm gonna,
like,
yeah.
whatever, dude.
It's okay, man.
He doesn't even know what it means. You're just saying it.
I'm gonna wait
Yeah,
till
I've never watched it, so I don't know.
That's what's funny about it.
I'm gonna wait till you fall in love with something, and then I will destroy it for you. I will destroy it for you.
Can I be there? I'll just see that.
GTA 5
Oh, they did that
remastered.
before. Remember the new Turtles movie? They ruined it.
Yeah, April O'Neil dies.
I wish.
What's up with these skipping things?
Am I skipping things?
Yeah, Metal
oh,
Gear.
Jesus Christ.
That trailer did fucking nothing for me.
I
That
know.
was the worst trailer I've seen in a long time, especially for a Metal Gear game.
God.
I'm a big Metal Gear guy.
A lot of definitive emotions from you today.
Huge Metal Gear guy, and
Yeah.
that trailer I was like, ugh,
Well, I mean,
fuck
to be
this.
fair, they were always kind of long, always, I mean, pretentious a little
But they're
bit.
interesting
No,
or
they're-
stuff's happening. This is just fucking nonsense. And what's with everyone having knives? What was this?
That was
called
straight
Metal
up
Gear Solid
knife.
5: The Knives.
That's what I thought the whole time
Everyone
too.
in the fucking trailer had a goddamn knife, and there's
Metal
like,
Gear
but at
Solid,
the end, the
the
guy
knife.
like Solid Snake or Big Boss pulls out the knife, and you're like, well, this isn't interesting. You're like the 100th person in this trailer to pull out a knife. Like fucking, what is this?
I agree with that.
I don't think it was.
That's what I
enough,
thought the
it
whole
wasn't
time.
Crazy enough Japanesey.
The
I
Phantom
love,
Knives.
I love when Hideo or whatever his name is, Hideo just goes balls out.
Yeah.
America sucks. But this is why the trailers. I love that shit.
Yeah.
And I wish it was one. I felt after watching, I'm like, well, I still want to play this game, but that didn't sell it for me at all.
Well, and then the part where Big Boss is just rubbing that guy's ashes
Yeah.
on his face, it's just like it didn't. The trailer didn't tell me anything about the game. It didn't make me want to play the game. It didn't just like these aren't the trailers you should be showing us. Like remember back in the day when you get excited for the 8-minute gameplay trailer of like what they did for Ground Zeroes or in the Phantom Pain last year when they showed the big long sneaking in doing stuff. That's the long Metal Gear trailers. We don't want this fucking up your ass. I want to be a movie director bullshit.
Because these
Like,
games,
it's
like,
nothing.
these games sell themselves. People know what Metal Gear is. They're going to
Yeah.
buy it. They're going to be excited about it. Now, Metal Gear 4, Snake die? I mean, we got Cyborg Snake. Is he rebuilt?
I can't even explain
Marathon
Metal
Man.
Gear 4.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
Fucking-
Like it's
yeah,
not one of
whatever.
those quick discussions you
Alright,
It's
can
gonna
have.
take a long
That's
time.
okay.
to explain.
We're already looking at
Yeah.
almost 2 hours right now. So,
God damn it.
move along to Metal Gear Solid 5. Meh, you know.
That trailer did
Tenses-
nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
same boat.
everyone who's already made up their mind if they're gonna buy it or not. So.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy it. If you own a PlayStation, you're going to buy it no matter what.
And it
There you
seems,
go.
I don't know. It seems like they kind of snuck out a lot. What was Ground Zeroes? Like, what was that? Was that like
Grand Zeroes was kind of annoying.
was that in between
Demo?
4 and 5? So
yes.
that's like a side story kind of thing. Or? Okay.
I wouldn't even call it in between 4 and 5. It's just before.
Really? Okay. Another 5. GTA 5. Whoa.
I thought it was interesting that they said you could transfer your saves from
360 is
360. So
Sniping them.
PS3. Your
Sniping
online
users.
saves.
Yeah.
Your multiplayer.
That's
shit.
genius. Totally
Yeah.
genius.
It fucking should be precedent. Should be a standard.
They're all like,
I know that they have their social club, so it's not that tricky. But
Yeah.
you've never seen it done
No.
in the past, so it's like I wonder what red tape they're cutting through
Not to mention-
do it now when they couldn't have done it before.
they also mentioned Xbox 360
Yeah,
in
they
name.
specifically
Yeah.
said that.
Now, is there enough in Grand Theft Auto 5 that like you're building like an RPG, like you want to carry over your
I
stuff?
I
or
liked
is it...
multiplayer
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
had fun.
Yeah.
But if you really care that much, I don't give a shit.
No, I'm just saying,
It's
like,
just-
I'm not talking for me. I'm talking for like other people. Maybe
Yeah,
people
like-
build your shit up,
collectibles and
yeah,
unlockables
Oh yeah,
and-
and it's just like
Okay.
you build like so much shit and level up like crazy. Like there's people playing right now like level like 1 billion. So I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't want to upgrade and then bring their shit over too. So
I don't give a shit about Grand Theft Auto. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. 5 kind of came and went. I don't know. 4 I liked. I didn't really get 5, but maybe. It seemed like the multiplayer stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I haven't
Fun.
played the story at all. I've only played multiplayer.
Yeah. Moving on.
One choice,
Arkham Knight. Another Batman.
I thought
More
the
Batman.
The first one was cool. The second one wasn't any good.
No.
It was.
I started playing the
Whatever.
second one. It was a Xbox game was for free. Downloaded it, started playing through it. I mean, it's kind of like fun. It seems like once you played 1, once you played 2, it's like very samey. This game I'm seeing a lot. It seems like it's
Yeah,
more of the same
Like
shit.
an hour into the second one, I was like, God, I've fucking done all of this 100
Yeah.
times in the first game. Why, like, give me something new? And so at this point, it's like, yeah, I get you got the Batmobile, but you can also fly around the city. So why do I want the Batmobile? Like, it
little
just
bit
seems
of
like
a-
it's
But
more
the
of a.
Batmobile
it's
can
a
launch you.
But it's a box to check more than it seems
kinda
like it's
cool. I like
useful. It's just like, oh, now we have the Batmobile, not because we need it, but because we need to tell you we have something new. Because none of our games have anything fucking new in them.
I will say one
Zing.
thing. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
Rocksteady is like hardcore on the
graphically,
graphics,
it looks super nice.
The
I
tank was cool. The
I
tank
hope
was
it's the
good.
last one they make, though. 'cause
Yeah,
I want them to
I
do
don't-
something different.
I
I
love
don't need any more of
the
this.
formula. I think we're pointing out. Let's get some new IP in there. Maybe like a Ninja Turtles
I
game
think
in
it-
that
Oh,
style.
yes.
Well, I
Maybe
think it
like
is going to be the last one. There's like the trilogy, so
GI Joe or
We'll be done with it.
some new nostalgic IP in there. It could be fun.
Yeah,
Just
it'd be
give it a
awesome.
little, make it look different. You know, interesting to kind of end it and almost like we're at the final bam, final bang bang.
bang bang. Everybody knew what was coming.
Yeah, it went the second
Worst-
they
worst
said
secret
like,
ever.
by the way, like, it was like okay, what's Uncharted?
It's-
Now what I was telling you guys,
That's what they did last year, too, isn't it? Wasn't Uncharted the last thing they showed last year, too?
I thought they had the set piece. They showed the burning down the house set piece. Was that the last thing?
I don't remember.
Either way, but they that was all not in-game engine. Like, oh yeah, we used the engine to render it. Like that was Drake's character model. The guys came out and did an interview afterwards, and they said that the scene you saw where he walks off into the jungle and then the camera keeps going, that was a chunk of a level, and they changed it where the camera doesn't pan off. It follows Drake, and then you're in control. Kind of like the Order does, where like you're all of a sudden like watching it, and then you're just controlling it. Like, that's a good looking fucking game if that's true. Jesus Christ.
That's a system seller. System
Oh,
seller
yeah.
right
That'll definitely be one. I mean, the Order looks amazing just seeing how they did that, but then when you told me that early, I'm like, holy
Yeah.
fuck.
Because at first, like, I saw it, I didn't know that. I didn't catch the developer say that, and I was just like, well, they don't even show much.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But if
technically,
that's,
fucking
if
pretty
that's
cool.
their game, that actually tells you a lot about it.
Now, do we need more Uncharted? I mean, Uncharted
I think
3,
this is the last
a
one.
trilogy,
so-
it was
well,
the final
this
something,
is
the final
Uncharted 4.
heist or something. What's this called? Fucking
A
Thieves' Death.
Thieves
Thieves'
End
End.
or something. Yeah.
I'm gonna bet he dies.
If you look
I
at
don't
the
I don't think
set
he'll die, but I
pieces
think
they
it's
did
real.
in 2 and 3, and how crazy good they were,
Yeah.
I can only imagine the fucking
Now-
Crazy?
unbelievable shit you're gonna be like, I'm
'Cause it was-
controlling this, like that you're gonna be doing in this
Because
game.
Uncharted on PS3 was just like fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Amy Heading, anything to do with this?
No,
No.
She left. She's gone.
Yeah,
It's
she's
new.
working on the new Star
Good
Wars
hands.
project.
All right, we
Well, okay.
feel good about this.
A good thing
I'm
about
down.
those games is the writing, but they're also fun to play. You don't need the.
Naughty Dog knows what the fuck they're
I'm sure that
doing.
you can
Yeah.
find writers that can do good impressions of what she was bringing to the table.
Yeah, because I mean, she was just basically just writing, right? But
Yeah.
she's behind some great stuff in the past. So yeah, I mean, Uncharted 4 ended. I mean, how do you guys feel? PS4.
I'm down.
get-
I love the
will-
Uncharted series, so I can't wait.
Once they change the price, I will buy it right away.
I liked the conference. I went into it. A lot of the reason I like Microsoft conference so much is because I had low expectations.
Yeah.
I actually came into this one with high expectations, so I actually sort of felt a little down on it when I was leaving. It wasn't bad, but I kind of expected more. I don't know
Yeah.
what I wanted specifically. I couldn't tell you, but I did expect something more. I gave it a B minus. I gave Microsoft's a B plus, so that's kinda,
Okay.
It was a lot of it was tempered by expectations.
Okay. I kind of see what you're saying, Ian. I think they really could have put their fucking boot on Microsoft's neck. $100, $299,
They so
fucking
could've.
end the show. It would have been
Even
huge.
$50 would've been
Even
huge.
$50 would have been huge, especially after the price drop. But all things considered, I mean, they dropped some good shit. For me, is the kicker No Man's Sky? Is that exclusive or not? Not exclusive.
Well, for the record, I'm No Man's Guy, and No Man's Sky is not exclusive.
Setting him up, he sets himself up, and he knocks him down. It's,
That's right, everybody.
it's pretty hard to
It's easy when you set yourself up.
it's hard to throw yourself an alley oop, but Mike's got it.
Jesus.
He sets it up. Fuck, for me, that was my game of show.
It looks really
The fact
good.
that it was associated with PS4 helped a lot.
I think it's one of those first on PlayStation things.
Yeah, I'm like a B, like another B minus. I mean, nothing really. I mean, it was a lot of known quantities, a lot of games, a lot of good games. A's perfect. I don't think it was perfect, so B.
No,
B
I don't
minus.
think it's perfect either. I mean,
fine.
what brought it down like hardcore is a fucking Brian Michael Bendis thing.
Yeah, that powers thing
that just
really
because they were
fucking
they were going
dragged.
pretty good for a nice steady rolling thing.
And,
Whatever. Then that came in just blah.
Yeah.
I thought I hit 2 hiccups where I'm just like, hurry the fuck up was Little Big Planet because holy fucking shit.
yeah,
You can't
this-
play your
So
own
bad.
game.
The demonstration.
But dude, everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, that was the greatest. It's
I
like,
mean,
all right, fair enough. You
I
guys like those.
We get a lot of people do like Little Big Planet, but if
And
they
then-
did it in a better way than them trying to demo it and like do terrible at their own game.
It also felt a little weird when they were doing it. It felt very old school. The whole like the share button's been pressed this many times, this many games. I was like,
Yeah. It's
like the old
you
bullet
don't
points.
see-
Nobody
yeah,
cares.
no one talks about these numbers anymore, especially when you're winning. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to do this. Like, we get that those things exist. Like, save this for something else. You don't need to
Well,
put
you
this
know
on stage.
that's I didn't mind that because a lot of people were upset with the only online blah blah blah, and then you're like, dude, there's like 95% of all PS4.
That was a decent number, but you could work that into something else
I know, but I'm
rather
just
than
saying
having the
this-
big. It
The
just
only-
felt really, really old. It felt like 3 years ago, E3.
They also used some of the same graphics from last year, which was just like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, dust off the old PowerPoint.
Yeah. I don't know. PowerPoint's a bitch, man. PowerPoint.
Not lately, but
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
it's, it
Shut the
was
fuck up.
Word art, bro. Word art, man.
I would get. I thought it was okay, super okay once again. So
Okay.
I give the same score.
Super
I would
okay?
give it to-
Super
I-
okay.
I gave it a B. It's just like, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to, but I wasn't just like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
I'll give it a B again. I think a B for me as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's
actually-
just, I was expecting more, but and again, I was brought down with a few things. But I was so happy that some shit's coming through, especially the Grim Fandango thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the indie bit, like the Devolver shit, and No Man's Sky was fucking awesome.
I don't know. How we feeling about Vita? Is Vita getting supported? It seemed like there was not a lot of Vita. No
It
Vita.
seems like the Vita thing is now like, hey, things that come out on the other systems will be available on the Vita. And they tried to do that with the PSP and it didn't work. It seems like it's kind of working this time around. Like,
third-party
buy
platform.
your downloadable games and you can also play them on the Vita. All that cross-buy stuff. It's more. It almost feels like it's more of an accessory than it is its own standalone system. As far as what they're pointing it at, like there's clearly Vita games. I like the Vita. There's games for you to play, but they're never going to be the mass market stuff. It's kind of like they're framing it to be an accessory for your PlayStation 4.
Yeah, like a Wii U kind of
A portable way to play the stuff you like on your home system.
Cool, man. So Sony is done. We'll be back with some Nintendo and catch you on the break.
See ya.
Let's be honest here, most video game podcasts are a load of bollocks. Dark Side of the Kingdom, the dog's bollocks. I should know, I'm fucking British. Dark Side of the Kingdom. Oven fresh video game culture served weekly on iTunes, SoundCloud, and thedrainage.net. Now back to our regularly scheduled program, currently in progress.
Let's talk about Mario already.
Let's do it. Mario, we're back. Segment 3, we're back. Dark Side of the Kingdom, Season 2, fucking E3. Let's talk. Nintendo. Gentlemen.
Nintendo.
I think
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Right?
So far, I think
I
the
think
most positive
Nintendo
one
is
of
the
all.
shining example of why they should pre-record E3
Yeah.
and just show you a goddamn
Dude.
video. Editing, and they can cut people
Yeah.
out because bullshit. So
not-
much bullshit we don't need to hear about.
I don't know about you guys. I was kind of digging the claymation. Pretty
It was
funny
Robot
stuff.
Chicken. It was Robot Chicken. It was
Dude,
awesome.
the
Good stuff.
the
Some
Reggie
cheese, some
and
cheese,
Iwata
but-
fight.
Yeah, that was
fucking
good.
Great.
Yeah.
The fight was awesome.
Like, you
Now-
can't do that with Xbox or Sony because they're live bullshit. It should be fucking videos.
Yeah. Now, what were our expectations before? Because before this, last week, we were doom and gloom, Nintendo, what the fuck? And then they really brought some good stuff. I mean,
Nintendo every year is really hard to peg. I feel like you go into Microsoft and Sony expecting most things, like 70% of it, and then you're like, ooh, what's the 30% mystery?
Yeah.
Nintendo every year, it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
a lot of unknowns. They're,
I have no idea.
they're generally,
I don't know.
they're generally really good about keeping secrets and keeping things under wraps.
Yeah, you never
for
know
the
what
most
to
part.
expect.
For the most part.
And Smash Bros. We got a couple little updates.
Updates.
Mii Fighters.
Fuck yeah. Dude,
Mii
the
Fighters?
Smash Bros. Guy. Dude, Mii Fighters are going to fucking change the game.
I don't like that they did it, but I can see why it
No,
could be
it's
cool.
awesome.
I think it's cool, but dude, the custom movesets, the
Yep.
idea that
Yeah.
Yep.
you and someone else would be playing as the Mii Fighter and just have totally different. That's gonna fucking rock
No.
the meta.
That's
in
like
a
the
big way.
N64 wrestling games where you can make your own wrestlers.
Yeah.
Dude,
Now
I
here's the
think
thing.
it's a super genius way.
We got Sword Fighter, Gunner, and
Brawler.
Brawler.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Now with those, they had some interesting shit. They had like Lincoln, Ice-T, so you can get your fun little things in there.
Do you think they got
One
approval
thing-
on that shit?
What was the Ice-T melt
Yeah,
thing?
right.
Was it made me laugh so hard. Now I can't remember what it was.
Very self-aware. But
I
the
like
thing-
Elijah Wood like to play.
One thing I noticed, the 3DS version's coming out first. No 3DS footage of Mii Fighters. It seems like a Wii U exclusive feature.
I think it's just the like. What are you gonna show? You're gonna show the
Well-
really clean, pretty version. Or you're gonna show.
You
the
think so?
good version?
As long as it's in there, because my impression was that it's not going to be in the 3DS version. It seems like that's going to be a Wii U only thing.
I don't know. I feel like they
it'll
push
be there.
Mii's harder in the 3DS than they do on the Wii U.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I don't think it'll be there.
I just assume like they're gonna. It's back in the day when the Dreamcast existed and you only show Dreamcast screenshots of the N64. You only showed N64 screenshots.
Yeah.
Like it's just that's their version of doing that.
Now, was there a new character that they snuck in the beginning? Because they did at the end.
They did the Mii Fighter. No, just at the end. They didn't have only
It's
the
all
Mii
in the
Fighters
end.
in
We'll
the
talk
beginning.
about her now. Petunia.
yeah.
Petunia.
Palut-
Yeah, her
Palatine?
sweet ass.
She looks fucking great.
From Kid Icarus.
Yep.
Yes, it's nice that they have more female characters in it too.
Yeah.
Well, and it was nice to
Yeah.
come hard during a
Oh,
Nintendo live stream.
A lot of cum going on. A lot of nips.
Yeah.
A lot of cum again.
Yeah.
Now,
My God.
minifigs. You can get your Palutuna minifig and cum on the minifig if you want to. And we're going real blue.
You don't need to tell me to do that, dude. I'm a couple steps ahead of you. I may sound like a fucking stupid idiot, but amiibos seem cool as hell.
I think they seem dumb, but I just think we're just too old for it. not to
like the
insult or
idea.
anything. I just think if we were younger, I'd probably be balls deep into that.
I
But
think they're a toy mixed with a VMU.
that's my problem. It's not a toy.
Well, here's the thing.
It's a statue.
But
It's a figurine.
think about, like, do you remember having a VMU for a Dreamcast? It was like the cool
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
thing you get to carry it around. The fact that this isn't a Skylanders toy that you put somewhere and a game shows up and it's one game and whatever, it's throw away. Like, with the examples they were showing of the fact that, like, yeah, there's going to be a mode in Smash Brothers where it's just that figure and you level up and you play it more and you can take that figure to people's houses and Mortal
here's my
Kombat. Like, it's a
question.
fun little, like, memory card you get
Yeah,
to
that's
bring
what I
around
like about
places.
it.
Okay.
And it's not just something you use once
Transfer
for
data
one
to
game
it.
ever. It's a thing you're going to use for a lot of different games for a lot of different reasons and carry it around. It seems like I think that seems really fun.
I don't know how it's going to work with Smash because if it saves, like, you increase your strength or something, it would unbalance the game.
Well,
You know
I
what
think
mean?
there's going to be a mode. It's kind of
They
like in the 3DS version where there's that dungeon crawler
Yeah.
mode. It's going to be one of those things where, like, probably it's like a mode where you're using
Okay,
that.
here's a cool concept, hypothetically. You get your Pac-Man one, and they said it's going to be also available on your Mario Kart. Can you then be Mario? Can you be Pac-Man in the new Mario Kart game?
Who knows?
You would
How
think.
crazy would that should be? Samus and that kind of stuff
See,
would be
that-
cool.
Yeah.
People have
Could
been
be
saying
cool.
for a long time that why not adopt the Mario Golf Smash Brothers like addition of like people from other games into everything.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
aren't they just doing
Yeah.
Smash Brothers with everything? Mario
kinda
Kart
do
would
it-
be an easy.
They kind of do it with the Mii's anyway. It seemed like almost a
Yeah.
natural thing that I mean, especially Mario Kart, there's not too much difference between characters. Just plug and
Samus
play.
and a little Samus
Samus
bounty
would be
hunter
awesome.
ship.
Bring
and-
back some
Oh.
of the sports games because they were kind of
Right.
good. Like the Mario Strikers was pretty fun for GameCube.
I think it would be super smart for them to
Oh, yeah.
start Smash Brothers-ing up their other series.
Now I think like a missed opportunity with the minifigs. Like it would be cool if the minifigs themselves changed. Like say, like for example, like when you level up and like say there's a little LED light. You know, you give your dude, it's like eyes are blue, and then once you get to a certain level 6, it like turns green. It's something on the figure gets a little different.
You're
It'll
just
be
adding
kinda-
to the price, though. That's
seems
the thing.
like
they're trying to get
They
them-
look
True.
really nice.
They're
though.
probably
Yeah,
gonna be like
that's
$9
the
whole-
each,
the
like
fireball,
Skylanders.
They look awesome.
The Samus
the finish
is
and everything.
real nice,
Sick,
like
yeah.
suit
Are they-
on her.
So it's metallic.
Do we get any articulation? Can we
No.
move
No.
a little bit at all?
No.
But again, I'm not looking at them as toys. I'm looking
True,
at them
yeah.
as a
Memory
cooler,
card.
cooler looking memory card / VMU that you get to carry around.
I just think it's going to. I think it would work really good with Pokemon,
yeah.
and that's all I really want to see. But the way you're describing it, I'm kind of getting sold for.
No, it looks awesome. Like
Again, I'm putting a lot of my own emphasis
Yeah.
on what I think would be cool with it. But if that's what I get to do, like that's what I think was really really cool. Also, I want a Zero Suit Samus.
So it sounds could be cool.
well, there you go. What is it? They're just
Yeah.
gonna show it off with like. So far, it's gonna start with Smash Bros. And
Yeah.
then they're gonna bring it to Mario Kart, and then like I said, gonna add to everything else. So
And knowing
who knows
Nintendo-
where it's gonna go?
Unlike everyone else, they're going to go, this is our new thing. We're going to put it in all of our first party
Mm-hmm.
games. And since those are the games you're going to want to play on your Wii U anyway,
Makes
it's
sense.
one of those things where you won't necessarily feel like, oh, I'm buying a PlayStation Move.
Yeah.
It'll put it in a drawer. Like they might try and push it into the, like, oh, cool, a new Nintendo game's coming out. I'll get to use my amiibo again.
Now it just But then you gotta
I'm
fucking
a-
carrying
I
them
still
around.
think the name is weird as shit too.
The name's weird as shit, especially Nintendo Amiibo.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit.
Well, a me.
I get the
right
me is
middle.
in it, but they could have done something.
Amoeba. I get the Amoeba
That's what-
records.
that's
Amoeba.
what-
I again, I may sound like an idiot, but I like the promise of what they could be, and it makes me real kind of like I think it's cool.
Now it seems like, I mean, do you buy them all in the world? Do you benefits of that, or you just buy your
It's
figure
hard
and
to
you
tell. They
upgrade
didn't
it? I
show-
don't know.
I think it's just like leveling up one thing. Like
It
you're saying.
almost-
I mean, if you want, you could do that, but you got to take more time to
It
fucking
kind of
level
felt like
each
the
thing
different
up.
figures are like the different colors of a controller.
Yeah.
More than they were unique, specific things. Like this ain't Skylanders. This is just you're buying your,
Because you can't
your
do,
amiibo.
You can't do that with Skylanders, can you? It doesn't
No,
save
there's-
any data on
No.
it. Yeah. So
There's,
not at all.
well, it just saves a little data. It does, but they're specific characters. Like it's that character forever. And I didn't get the gist. They were saying like buy the Mario one to be Mario and get Mario. Especially if it's going to be cross game, that wouldn't make sense.
Okay,
That's
cool.
why I used the VMU as the example. It kind of feels like it's like a fancy case for a memory.
Speaking of controllers, are they also Wii's putting out that the
GameCube adapter. which
adapter.
I'm totally buying.
And the
For
new
$20
GameCube
and the new-
controllers,
and
which
the-
look
buying.
fucking. Did
and
you
the-
see the different
it looks
colors?
sick.
That Yoshi
Did not
looks
see it.
so
So
cool.
what is this? What's going on?
They announced the Wii U GameCube adapter, so if you have GameCube controllers, you can
Play
Okay.
Smash.
use that.
It's
to
for,
play-
it's
okay.
for Smash.
I just assumed it was there. I
Yeah,
assumed it.
and then now they
Cool.
put out new controllers too, like new brand
New GameCube controllers.
And
Wii
they
U
look
GameCube
fucking-
controllers.
They look.
That's a
pretty.
fucking missed opportunity, right? They should just have legacy controllers that you can just buy from Nintendo.
It kind of seems like that's what they're trying to do now.
Because I would love to get like a.
Weird, oddly enough, in Japan, you can't do that. You could,
Yeah.
you to this day, you could buy a brand new, real GameCube controller They were these white ones with white cords. I don't know why they didn't do that here. Maybe it's because like it's only Smash community.
We don't get cool shit here.
But now they're clearly saying like,
I'll
hey,
agree.
Smash community, we want to support you, and that's a good move.
Yeah.
Let's get to freaking Yoshi. I'm gonna be honest. I hate Yoshi. I think Yoshi's stupid, but this game looks so beautiful and
Did you
charming.
play Epic Yarn?
Back up. We talking about Yoshi Island games you hate?
I just don't like Yoshi the character.
Okay.
And I didn't play the
I'll accept
Mario,
that.
Super Mario World 2 Yoshi
really?
story, whatever that is. I never
Good
played
games.
that.
Good
that
games.
game's good.
I know they're good, but it's
Now-
not my thing.
I
But this
never got
game,
to be there.
this game, looking at it, it's
Whimsy.
just stunning.
Whimsy.
Did you play Kirby Epic Yarn?
No, I own it. I haven't played it yet.
Okay. I
It
mean,
looks charming as fuck.
it seems like they're epic yarning this.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it. They are epic
But it
yarning this
looks
game, but that's
really
good. I'm
good.
saying it's a good thing.
But it looks better though because they're more 3D. It's not like their outline of yarn. It's
It
like
looks.
the whole.
It doesn't look like a video game. When they make games now, like these, like this, and that other Kirby game where it's made out of clay, it doesn't look. It looks like you're watching like a short animated film. It doesn't look like a video game. It looks
Nintendo
awesome.
is squeezing the fuck out of every
Yeah.
little bit of hardware. Like they're making me forget that they're on older hardware than the PS3 and PS4.
Yeah.
Because their shit looks really like when I played Mario Kart 8. Sometimes I was like, oh yeah, this is on last gen hardware.
But it looks
Weird.
fucking
It looks goddamn great.
like the craze right now is like the Luigi Death Stare. It's like
Yeah.
fucking 360 had a bunch of like similar type kart racing games, but only in a Nintendo game can you get that attention to detail. There's the love for the characters.
the art style and the
style's
assets,
amazing.
it works perfectly. Where obviously we missed the HD version of all these Nintendo stuff, so a little bit of it is the fact that we haven't seen it before. But they like the Zelda game look good. Like all these games, they look really good on this old hardware.
Going back to Yoshi's Woolly Wool,
Woolly World.
Woolly Wool.
Wally World. The wool works itself into the gameplay. I mean, the whole world itself acts like yarn. Everything's made out of yarn. Yoshi's made out of yarn. He kind of like can transform and stuff. It's really cool shit. A very well thought out designed game. Interesting that they're lifting it from Epic Yarn. It's kind of
Well, it's the same.
seems like
it's the same studio
seems
who
like a
made
sequel.
Epic Yarn.
It's interesting. Like maybe choose a different medium. Maybe it could have been clay almost. I don't know. But
Well, they
whatever.
did he
Clay
mentioned
is coming up.
Kirby was like drawn with yarn instead of lines, and this is more like stuffed
They are-
animals
yeah, they
kind
are
of thing.
made
Like
out.
so, they mixed it up a little
okay.
bit enough to make it different, but still have the same spirit.
Yeah, looks good though.
It's beautiful.
Fucking gorgeous.
It looks really fun to play, honestly.
Okay, let's go to their best game that they showed. Captain Toad.
I think
Treasure Tracker.
my exact tweet was, "Sweet, now I finally get to play a game as a stupid piece of shit idiot."
I like Toad.
the light on
I've
his
always been
head.
a fan of Toad, but that game looks charming as fuck.
The game looks okay. It's just totally not for me. I don't want to play some puzzly. It's
seems-
not my kind of game. It looks like a very well made game that people will like though.
It's like chunks of like Mario 3D World or 3D Land.
Oddly enough, I loved
And-
Pushmo. It actually reminded me of Pushmo, but
Yeah.
I'm
It's
not
interesting.
into
It's
this.
like a Wii U game. It seemed like it'd almost be better on the 3DS.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Isn't
Toad
that
getting
the,
his first
the
marquee
fucking
title.
first thing I thought is this is, but
Yeah.
it also everyone's been saying make the type of games that would be on the 3DS for the Wii, so that for the Wii U, so we have games. So seems like it's them kind of doing that.
And I think if Princess Peach can get her own standalone title, I think
Yeah.
Toad can finally get his
Captain Toad.
Captain Toad.
Captain Toad. I mean,
And-
it looks
It
interesting.
looks good. I mean,
His walk cycle is really slow to me.
Well, it's because of the type of game it is.
I know. I don't like.
And again, it's like Pushmo.
it
more
was
than
interesting.
is
Yeah, it was like all
anything.
like very cube, singular screen type, levels.
It looks
Good.
charming.
What
Just
do you think?
looks
$60?
charming.
You think it's gonna be full price?
I have no idea.
I mean,
Full price
I don't
title.
think
they didn't lead me to believe it was a downloadable. It seems like
Yeah.
it'll be a full retail game.
looks great though.
Yeah, man. More Nintendo IP. Legend of Zelda Wii U
Oh my
next gen TV.
God, does this look good?
I've never been like. I think on this podcast I realized that I'm secretly a Zelda fan, and I didn't even realize it because I was like, I don't really like many Zelda games. I like this one and this one and this one and this one. And this one and this one. And this one.
Yeah,
But you
right.
know which one's really good? I really like this one.
I realized that I'm just not an Ocarina of Time
Yeah.
or Majora's Mask fan, but I apparently enjoy Zelda games and didn't
Yeah.
realize it. This looks like a fucking open world. Like everyone keeps saying
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
It's Legend of Zelda Skyrim.
It doesn't seem like they didn't imply that it's going to be Skyrim. It's clearly open world though. I'm fucking on board.
It looks gorgeous.
I
Fucking
would say
gorgeous.
it's more like
Fucking
Zelda meets
gorgeous.
Red Dead Revolver
Yeah.
type open world.
But it seems like it could work. He's going through the open field, and then like you hear that music cue. This monster jumps up and chases him down. So it's a lot of Zelda
the graphics, dude, that did not.
Graphics,
They
like-
really, really looked good on
An
this
engine.
old hardware.
So it's an engine.
An engine,
Yeah.
I think what the Wii U is going to shine at, obviously, a lot of the IP is not realistic. It's all cartoony, and that's
But it
really
looks
just
so-
Really shines.
lends itself perfectly. Fuck, I'm ready for next gen
Even
HD
just the
Zelda.
when he was just standing there and the grass was
Oh, yeah.
blowing and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
it's like, God, this looks fucking.
So there's
good.
all these rumors that it's that the main character it's a girl and it's not.
I think
Link.
it's just a girly looking Link.
I think it's girl. I hope it's not. I hope you actually do play as
Ultimate
Zelda,
Universe.
and that's where the legend
Reversal.
of Zelda comes from you playing this game. Like,
Honestly,
how cool would that be?
when I first saw that, I thought it was a girl. I didn't
I think
think
it
it was Link
should.
at all.
I
thought
think it
was,
should be Zelda.
Like,
I
that's a
hope
woman.
It's Zelda.
I thought it was a
really
woman the
hope
whole
it's
time.
Zelda.
Now, how's that going to affect dungeon gameplay? Zelda's a dungeon thing. I mean, it seems like if they have huge emphasis on open world, is that going to kind of change the whole gameplay mechanics? Are we still going to
I
get?
think it's gonna be like
I
Zelda
think so.
1, like
It'll-
where you can go wherever you want. You're probably
Yeah.
gonna get murdered here, but you can go here.
Or it'll be more like what people call Metroidvania style, where like you'll go places, get to the point where you're like, oh, I don't have that thing. I'll
That's what
wander
it's-
around
that's
somewhere.
what it's
It'll
more gonna be
probably
like, I
feel
think.
like that. But yeah, in the same way that the original Zelda, you wandered till you found something you could do.
Yeah.
It'll be the same thing, but you'll probably be more informed by a lot of
Let's
those
just hope-
Metroidvania type games.
Let's hope they have a lot of options for making notes on the map. So you can be like, I need to come back here later.
Right.
Right.
For sure, probably.
A lot of games need to do that.
I mean, the 3DS itself has that built in. I
Yeah.
bet they'll put it in.
Now, no, was it a 2015? Probably, I didn't see the date
It's
on
next
that.
year.
It seems a long way
think-
away.
Yeah,
I was
think it's
surprised
like-
they had anything actually
Yeah.
to show. I thought it was just going to be like, here's our design philosophy for the new Zelda.
Here's some fucking concept art. Hey,
Yeah,
nice.
I didn't expect them to show anything.
I mean,
so.
when it first showed like this Zelda sitting on on the horse and like they're
I
like,
thought
how-
it would just stay like that.
everyone's like, wow, that looks fucking awesome. He's like, yeah, you can go to the far mountains if you want to, blah blah. And then when he gets going, and then the monster chases him, and everyone like just blew their load, like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I did like the
Pretty
classic
awesome.
Skyrim example of, see that mountain over there?
Oh, yeah.
You can go to that mountain. Like, that's the open world, fucking the most hackest example.
Yeah.
But it did a good job of going like, this Zelda is fucking different because we're saying you can go there.
I don't know, man. It's
Not
gonna
so
be,
linear.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm fucking excited for it. I'm just curious how. I mean, probably get a lot of like side stories, side quests, a lot of little interesting
Yeah,
things, and
you have to.
fucking 100-hour
gonna be
game.
awesome.
Zelda games are like what 60 hours already. It's gonna be
$100
fucking
game.
200-hour
Yeah,
game.
Jesus.
People will put that money down.
Yeah. More Pokemon. We got Omega Ruby and Sapphire,
Fuck yeah.
Alpha Sapphire gameplay.
I'm
They're finally
okay
showing
with. I mean, every time they do the whole like old game remade in the current games thing,
Trash and fuck that game.
eat a dick.
Garbage. Fuck that game. Remake, make
Yeah.
money.
Hey, at least I know
Hot
you're over there gooning. I'm being serious. I'm at least I'm
Back
being
shit
honest.
up.
Anyway, go Pokemon.
Pokemon. A lot of people are saying that these games are probably one of the worst in the series. It's not the best.
What?
I've heard a lot of people say
Oh,
that.
people
Ruby
skip-
and Sapphire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were-
They were. It's weird because they were the least fun in the series, and they hands down added more mechanics to Pokemon than any other game. Like they had never made more changes than they did when they went from Gold and Silver to Ruby and Sapphire.
So
they
mostly
changed.
story stuff people didn't like.
They
or-
broke the mold with
Yeah,
those.
it was boring.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the Pokemon they introduced really felt like they were doing impressions of older Pokemon. But mechanically, it was stuff that stuck with the game and really
Yeah.
changed the way Pokemon played. So I think it's going to be genius to go like, hey, now that you've already, it's not informed by any of that stuff anymore. It's a remake. You get the new version.
Yeah.
You're
New
used
engine.
to
New
all the
engine
new
looks
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
Like the engine.
The X and Y
Look
stuff
awesome.
looked great anyway.
Yeah.
So you get to play all that stuff without the baggage of what it was at the time.
Yeah, I look forward to making that decision for myself. I'm kind of excited for it, you know.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It looks amazing. I won't buy it or play it.
Yeah. Bayonetta
It's
2.
on the back of the box,
Dude,
right?
platinum games.
Looks amazing. Won't buy it or play it.
There you go.
I'm glad we got a date. I've openly said that I bought my Wii U knowing that if I was buying it for Bayonetta 2. I knew
Yeah.
Bayonetta 2 was going to eventually come out. I would have to play it. And
Platinum Games.
Fucking Platinum Games. They don't
got-
do anything wrong. Scale down!
And you're also going to get your Bayonetta inclusion, so it's a package. You're
Yeah,
getting two
that's what was
cool
really
as
cool.
hell.
in one box.
And she dresses up like Peach, and she's looking all sexy.
And she
I
looks
saw
like
that.
Samus too. She has a
Link.
Samus outfit.
She has
Link.
Was that-
oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was that just for the original?
Yeah, I think it's just for the original.
I hope they have a Zero Suit version because she
Yeah.
wears skin type black anyway. Just make her
Makes
fucking
sense.
Zero Suit Samus Bayonetta. I'll come in my own mouth and I'll thank myself.
Oh my
Jesus
god!
Christ. I
Can I watch that?
Do you guys know that I like Platinum Studios?
I know you like coming in your own mouth. But
I thought he was going to say that first.
I know we do.
Because I love the taste of jizz.
All right, so Mike,
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
top that, guys.
I don't want to.
we transition into Soul Facials into Hyrule Warriors.
Am I the only person on the planet that likes
Because,
Dynasty Warriors
Your own-
games?
Like your own cum?
Dynasty Warriors games.
Oh,
I don't.
yes,
like
probably.
games.
I wouldn't even call it a guilty pleasure anymore. I enjoy them. I think
Yeah.
they're fun.
I enjoyed when they first came out, like when they PlayStation 2, the first couple that came out, just technically what was going on, it was really cool, the multiple battle stuff. Kind of fell out of love with the series and kind of just
Yeah, I
I
still,
don't know.
walked away, but...
It always looks interesting to
I'm
me,
still
but
a
I
sucker
don't
for
want
No,
to.
I'm not gonna lie. When they teased this last year, it looked like shit. But it
Yeah.
seems like they really updated it.
Yeah,
though.
it looked
looks cool, yeah.
It looked like a weird. It clearly looked like a tech demo before.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you were seeing other fighters. Which, by the way, how fucking hot was Zelda?
Battle
They
Armor
really
Zelda
fucking
looks
they
great.
sexed
She
her
looks
up,
great.
dude. I was like fucking
man.
into it, man. Fucking Zelda was
Yeah.
crazy hot.
Did you
Like
watch the
all
trailer?
the hotties getting shoved in fucking
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors.
Did
I
you watch
guess.
the trailer though with the Great Fairy?
Yeah.
The Great Fairy has the biggest tits you've ever seen
Yeah.
in a fucking Nintendo game. It's
The
insane.
female tropes of video series doing a lot of work. Out of,
There you go.
but yeah, fucking
It
Hyrule
looks
Warriors.
cool.
It looks cool.
I think
Honestly, I'm a little bit more sold on it now. It
As
looked
a
like
fan
shit
of-
last year.
As a fan of Dynasty Warriors games and the flavor that they're gonna add with the Zelda stuff, I'm cool. I'm cool with it.
I like the
I
thing.
think the multi-characters is what
That's
makes
what
it neat.
I'm- yeah.
Impa's cool. Fucking
Is Impa
Minda,
a dude?
It's a girl.
Okay, good. Because I
a
was
body.
like Impa's hot too, but then I saw, but then she, like Impa was doing fine. I was like, wait, is Impa just like one of those Japanese characters that's like a dude that looks kind of like a
She's
chick?
Zelda's bodyguard.
Okay, good, because she was fucking hot too. Everyone in that goddamn game's super hot. The fuck?
We got games to sell, man. We got to put some
I'm
copies.
excited to see because there's 9 playable characters and they only showed 4.
Really? There's only 9. I honestly.
Well, maybe there's more.
I was curious if they were gonna go ham because they always go crazy
Well,
with these games.
I hope they have
You gotta have like a Ganondorf.
Ganon as a playable after you beat the game or something.
It would make sense.
And then Tingle was just in there. just to
that
do
would
it.
be funny. But
to
yeah,
get,
I'm into it.
Yeah, maybe like an owl. The owl in there too.
It's actually it's getting my attention. Last year I didn't really give a fuck, but I just actually seen the gameplay and the characters.
And
It
you
looks,
get new weapons.
it was
as you're
just- it
playing,
it looks pretty
neat.
fucking cool.
It's just like such a strange mashup. Like
Yeah.
how that fucking even happens? So strange.
Well, and a cool name too. I was bummed when I remember they called it Hyrule Warriors and said it was a working title. I was like, it's gonna be some dumb name. But I was like, oh, that's cool that they stuck with that name. I think it's a cool name.
Hyrule Warriors.
Kirby Rainbow Curse.
There you go,
Dude.
Kirby.
Canvas Curse. I didn't realize that was a cult classic. I thought
DS
that was
game?
just a popular game that everyone liked.
I didn't like it.
Like,
Kirby games are kind of like I'm like late to the party on Kirby games.
well,
I've
they always use
Ah,
Kirby
yeah.
as the experiment. They're like, let's make weird games and we'll make them based around Kirby. Like, I don't really have fun with the Kirby games that are Kirby games. I like when they fuck around with them. So I thought Canvas Curse was awesome. It justified me owning a DS back when I owned a fat, like, original DS.
Okay. Yeah, that was one
So
of the
to
first
me,
ones, huh?
seeing them revisit that game and on the Wii U with the Wii U pad, fucking
See, the
hey,
thing-
sign me up.
And the art looks amazing.
Is there too much space? Because like on the DS, you're like right there, boom, boom, boom. Like from the Wii U pad, looking down, looking up. It seems like you're doing a lot of drawing. Looking
I've-
up. I'm curious how that's going to work. if that's
There have
gonna be-
been a lot of Wii games where I don't even turn on my television when I play them. So to me, it's not that weird to
Okay.
be playing a game completely on your pad.
Okay, so yeah,
Looks interesting. Art style looks awesome. Clay.
and that's the
clay
clay.
looks cool.
Clay snuck in there. Mm-hmm. Kirby, you done? Kirby?
That's it for Kirby. Yeah, it's Kirby.
Let's go from Kirby to hardcore Japanese RPG.
Xenoblade.
Chronicles.
It's cool that they finally like are showing this game proper and not just like weird, pretty cutscenes, so that people
I don't
are
get
like,
it
"Ooh,
at all.
really?"
I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It's
Very Japanese.
I'm with you on that. I don't
Did
know
you
what
ever play a God's Eater?
Nope.
It's Monster Hunter Light. It's more of an RPG
Is it
than it
turn-based
is.
though?
No, it's
Oh,
action.
I like turn-based.
It's numbers popping off. So, personally,
Well, I like that for RPGs,
Okay.
so I'm down.
But
I'm
it's
down.
it's you and your boys going around in an RPG fighting big things, big bosses. Not quite. I wouldn't call it Monster Hunter. It's way more RPG-ish. But if like Monster Hunter was less of a deliberate action style game and more of an RPG, like it's an RPG ass
So you're gonna
RPG,
get
but
it?
for people to play
Are you gonna
together.
get it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next.
You know, I might get it now.
Mario
Now that I
Maker.
know that's actually.
I think if they do hit the talk show route with this and go on like Good Morning America and all that bullshit, and be like, hey, let me show you this Mario Maker and look at hit this button. Now it's current Mario. Oh, now it's classic Mario. Especially if you can go to like.
That's what I thought was really cool.
If
This
you could go
could-
to Super
go switch back
Mario
and
World
forth.
Mario and Mario 3 Mario, hypothetically, if you could do that, you show that on that show, kids with parents would be like, "This is creative and fun, and I can do it with my dumb kids."
This could be like the Nintendogs of the
Yeah,
3DS,
it
where
could
it's
be
like
huge.
that weird game that just, why didn't they do this a million years ago? And it
Yes.
sets the world.
Because
on
people have been
fire.
doing it for years anyway. Look at that Super Mario, that
And the way it's
the RPG one where you could be like Ninja Gaiden and all the other characters.
well,
in
and the
it.
way it's set up, it looks so easy to
Yeah.
build levels. So
Super
I
simple.
think it'd be way
It's like
easier.
Mario Paint. It's got Mario Paint tropes in it too,
exactly.
which is great.
It'd be way fun to actually make levels.
When I
That's
saw
how
it,
easy is.
I made the joke because there's always the every time the new game comes out where you can make stuff, there's always a joke that someone will make Mario level 1-1.
Yeah.
Now it literally comes full circle because it is a game with Mario level 1-1 loaded into it, and you're changing Mario level 1-1 into something else, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Mind blown, dude. Because at first when they showed like just the NES graphics, I was like, okay, this is really cool. It'd be cool if they added, the modern shit. And then boom, hit a button, goes right to the modern shit.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I fucking was really impressed. I'm super stoked for this. This is like one of my kind of games I could see, really diving in. And I'm kind of like, I think that the new Super Mario games are really good. Like, 2 on the 3DS, amazing. The Wii version's really good. I think they're really well made. And
It's a smart game. It's
Smart
one of those
game.
games where when they released it, you're like,
yeah.
why did they never do this before? Like, it seemed like such a no-brainer.
I think the interesting thing on that will be like the price point. Does it come out as like a? See, it would almost be beneficial to kind of get it as cheap as possible, get it in people's hands.
Like
and
a
just
$20
fucking-
download type deal.
Pretty much. I saw it got kind of leaked out too a little bit early. Reading up to that, I saw
the demo.
Yeah, the
that's like a
graphic.
picture of the graphics.
yes.
Yeah.
I envisioned it, and that was pretty much what they brought to the table. Nintendo new IP, first party.
This one doesn't really interest me, but I'm glad they're doing something new.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I walked away from this game fucking pumped. I don't know where it came from. I don't know. It was one of those weird things where I was watching and I was like, "This is cool," and then I watched more. I was like, "This is really cool."
It
And then
grew
when
on
was
me.
done-
It absolutely grew on me.
Yeah, and
for
then
sure.
like, were you watching the Treehouse stream after the?
No.
They showed more of it, like the actual matches. And I was like, "This is really cool." And then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, I'm like telling my friends, like, "So you see Splatoon?
Yeah, right.
Like when's that guy?" Like, and now all of a sudden, I'm fucking psyched about Splatoon.
I'm with Mike on that one. It looks fucking awesome. And
It
the
really
only
does.
bad thing is, I feel like no one's gonna buy it, and it's just gonna go down.
Now-
That's
That's
what I'm
what's-
worried about.
personally-
It's what's gonna happen. And I feel
Is
bad.
this a Wii U game
If they
that no one
throw
will play?
Mario in there, people
Yeah.
will buy it and play.
Yeah,
it.
because
But-
I mean, the lead character designs, aside from the squids are really cool, really cute,
Well,
awesome.
I like.
I like
They,
Yeah.
they
design.
grew on me. Some of them
like
are
them.
better than others. In the multiplayer
yeah.
videos I was watching, you see way more versions, and some of them are way better than others. But just the gameplay felt really fluid and fast
dude,
and
looks
smart.
sick, dude.
And the idea that it's sort of a third-person shooter, where like you can attack each other, but it's about like who has the most paint. And then that like it's what I like about
Yeah.
Battlefield is that you don't have to fire a single bullet to be good at Battlefield.
Like,
You can be
contribute,
useful
you
to
can
your
play.
team and contributing to everything without firing a single bullet. And this game reminds me of that in that like you don't have to be rushing to their side to
Kill them.
to paint
Yeah.
the other guys and knock them out. You could just be sitting at your base and repainting what they try to get in yours, and finding nooks and crannies that no one is
Or just,
fighting
like-
in, and to get your paint there and give your team the edge. And
Just how like paint affects gameplay. So you can
Yeah.
like have some dude run out in front, you shoot paint on the ground, it makes
yeah,
you go
you could
faster.
be the guy that your only goal is to
Swim
run into
through.
their base and die, so that
Very
you
cool.
leave a path for your boys to all get. It's just it's really weird.
And then the
that
good
I
news-
that I'm like excited about a multiplayer focused
Shooter.
Wii U shooter
On the Wii U.
Like
And
what?
Good use of the gamepad. It was really cool seeing in real time just the map going blue, going
looks cool,
orange.
too.
Looks bad.
Looks cool. I
ass.
think one of the reasons why it took me a while to kind of grow on me, graphic designers in the room, shitty logo, really terrible logo.
Yeah.
It looked like a really bad third-party game. I was not excited for it. And then
I
once
didn't
they-
hate the logo that much.
It grew on me.
Really?
It was
It
weird.
wasn't
though.
great, but it wasn't as bad as like some other shit we saw.
Yeah, it felt like just budget title for a little bit.
I didn't care. I was more excited about the game.
I'm just excited they did something new. They're like,
Yeah.
they found a new studio that they were like,
Yeah.
and they're like, do something cool, and they're like, here's
I
our
think
cool
like
thing.
the little nugget of knowledge that they were talking about how they built the game and like Nintendo's philosophy of making these games. You build the world first, you build the gameplay,
Yeah.
and then you build the characters to supplement the game. And it just was like, wow,
Yeah, the
that
way-
makes sense. This game is very smart.
And
I'm excited for
it seemed modern. It didn't seem like this
Yeah.
weird like nerfed version of a multiplayer game because it's on the Wii U. Like
Yeah.
after having played as much Mario Kart 8 as I have, their network's on point. Like I've never had any issues with the online. People drop in and out
Can you talk to
seamlessly. You can talk to people. Like their network it makes sense. It works. It works like you'd expect it to in other like on a PS3 or a 360 or a PS4 or whatever. And so the idea that I'm going to be playing something online and it'll work is cool. And the idea that I'm going to be playing on a Nintendo console is cool. It's so weird. This game,
nice.
the more I watched it, the more I was like... And then I was talking to Jake, and I was like, what is Splatoon, right?
Oh, did you like test the water first? You're like, hey, Jake, did you see this Splatoon?
No, I did. I was kind of like talking to her, like, weird game, right? What did you think? And then I was just like, fuck. As time passed, I was just like, man, Splatoon. Why am I so excited for this game?
I'm on board. I'm gaming.
I think I need to watch more videos of it, but I'm just excited it's a new thing.
Yeah, watch some match videos. Like, did you guys play Monday Night Combat?
No, that kind of came out towards the end of the life cycles, right?
I didn't get 360 total.
Okay, it gave me hints of a lot of games I really like, and I liked that it was just an interesting take on a third-person shooter or a multiplayer game in general. Just man, it really fucking got a fire lit in me, man. I really like Splatoon.
And it's obviously Nintendo was passionate about it, as that was like the last game that they really ended with. So I mean,
well,
it was
at the time, it felt weird. Like, why are they showing this weird no-name game off? And then, but like by the end of it, I was like, oh, that's why, because they were they had to convince me to be interested in this game. Because if they didn't show it during their actual Nintendo Direct, I would have assumed it was just some throwaway whatever title sitting in their booth that I don't care about. They had to trick me into watching it to realize it was as good as it was.
And it looks really good, like graphics wise, it looks fun.
And all the color and
control.
Fuck Splatoon, man.
Very smart game.
Game of show. You know what? Game of show.
Whoa.
Splatoon.
Whoa.
No. We'll get there. Let's not jump ahead, Mike. There's a very stringent formula.
Right. Scale down. I forgot.
Page 4, bro. Page 4. It's right there. It's right above Circle Jerk. Game show. Interesting. Yeah, they ended that, and they finish off Nintendo with a Miyamoto tease. Basically nothing, right?
Well, later on, they showed a bigger screen.
That's when they showed Platuna, and then
later on in the stream afterwards, because Nintendo, since they didn't have a proper press conference, they were showing stuff throughout the whole day. Like afterwards, they were like, "Oh yeah, Mario Party 10 and Star Fox," and like they showed off a bunch of other games that you would have thought would have been in their direct because they were trying to spread it all out. So there was a couple other things.
I'm assuming there's not a lot of 3DS stuff. I'm assuming we're going to hear a lot more 3DS stuff in the next coming days.
They announced that brand new game.
Today, you record Wednesday night, and they announced something a couple of minutes.
6 o'clock.
Yep.
It's called Project Steam. Did you guys see it?
No, does it look cool?
It's made by Intelligent Systems, which did Advance Wars.
Okay, I'm down.
It has a guy who worked on Fire Emblem games and the Pokemon games. They're calling it a strategy action game. The art is influenced by Silver Age American comic books, and if you see it,
I'm liking this. I'm liking
Silver
this.
Age.
You play as a bunch of steam-powered heroes that Abe Lincoln got together.
Okay, I'm down.
Right.
Fight
Lincoln.
evil.
Oh my god, this sounds amazing.
Abraham.
It's really bonkers, but in a cool way, and it's got the right people behind it. And Nintendo flat out said, like, big tentpole 3DS title we want to announce. So clearly they're putting some like momentum behind it, which makes me more interested in it. Screenshots, right? Like it's
I didn't see screenshots.
super
yet.
interesting, right? It's so un-Nintendo, but like in a really refreshing way.
Oh shit.
You had a trailer yet?
I don't know. I think they showed video, but I've only seen the screenshot.
Okay, very cool.
I was watching, looking at screenshots right now.
3D, interesting. You say Advance Wars. You picture the over the top.
It's 3D.
3D. Advance Wars. I fucking love those games. I think we're ready for a 3DS one. But hey, man, I'm excited for this.
If they're not going to make that, at least they're making something.
Dude, I really wish the main kid from the first Advance Wars with the big wrench was a Smash Brothers character.
Dude, that'd be so awesome.
How sweet would that be?
Better than
I'd be
Pac-Man.
bored.
Better than Pac-Man too. That much, right? I think we're done for Nintendo. I mean, grades, thoughts, soapbox.
I enjoyed it the most.
Yeah, it was actually my favorite out of all of them. I gave it an A-. It was the only one of mine that broke into the A's.
Okay.
Oh.
Grades.
That was the best one out of all of them so far.
Yeah.
Out of the main three.
But I think the reason why is because they film it and edit it and make it into bite-sized chunks that are entertaining. It's not bullshit.
Yeah. And you kind of like watch your own leisure. You don't have to feel like you're missing anything.
That meant less to me. It was more just the content. The content was great. I think even if it was live and they did the exact same thing, I still would have come out of it as positive.
Nintendo game of Presser? Like what was it?
Splatoon.
Zelda, it's just so sexy, man.
Yeah, dude, she was fucking so hot. In
No, I meant
Hyrule
like
Warriors.
the new game just looks so. If they pull that off,
yeah.
Just
Hopefully, man. It sounds like it
I
would
wish.
take fucking like 5 years to make. I mean, Zelda games take forever as it is.
As a Wii U owner, I came out of this feeling less bummed out that I was a Wii U owner.
I
Like,
actually
for a while
Wow.
I wasn't really happy with it, even when I bought it. And I bought it late. I bought it this year, like February, when I got my tax return. And I was just like, man, there really isn't much on this system. And then slowly some stuff started coming out. The Game Boy Advance Virtual Console helped. Mario Kart 8 made a huge difference. And now I'm like, wow, I'm glad I own the system. Then I walk out of this conference like, fuck yeah. And then all those games, almost everything they showed was exclusive to their system, and a ton of it was coming out this year. And in a year
Code
where it
comes
seems
out
like
next
the
month.
trend is
Oh, shit.
2015, everything's 2015. I've got a system with a ton of cool looking games that are all coming out soon.
Nintendo.
Yes. Fucking A.
Man, it's getting hot.
Yeah, seriously.
You agree with me?
And
Percy?
her. My game of choice, it's probably be Zelda, honestly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just that sold it already, what they were showing off. So. But Splatoon is definitely
Splatoon's up there.
hardcore.
I'll say
I'm on board with Mike, which is hard for me to do, but whatever. but this guy,
I see the hesitation. I see the hesitation.
Yeah. I'm touching. When I touch hands, the guy who eats his own cum. You know?
Hey man, I said I would eat my cum and I'd be okay with it. I didn't say I do.
Big difference.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but okay.
All right.
Let's hit the other two real quick.
Let's hit the other two real quick. We're looking at almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. Holy
I thought the EA was so...
Yeah.
I get that they didn't have a lot to show, and you either go, okay, we have no show, or we show a bunch of work in progress stuff. I think they made the best of what they had, and it was fine. But
Yeah.
it really was. It wasn't great, but it also had a lot of hardline, and I'm super into hardline. So.
Hardline looks awesome.
And I'm looking forward to Star Wars games, and they teased Star Wars games. So it's like,
I missed
for
that.
what they had, they did it. They made a lot of nothing. They didn't have much to show, and they
Yeah.
made a lot out of
It's
it.
more for like Battlefront, right?
Yeah, it was like a lot of the end, like just extended views of this IP to different games. But we saw some Mirror's Edge, next gen Mirror's Edge.
I was surprised when they were talking about how it was just kind of like a concept. Still.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like
So it
last
wasn't-
year, they didn't have much to show, and it was a concept.
definitive.
I was like, oh, they're going to show us the game, but then they showed us what looked like the game, and then they're like, this is just a concept. I was like, wow, they're really trying to make sure that they don't make another Mirror's Edge game if they don't think they can make money off it, which makes sense.
A lot of money.
But like they're really
development's a
trying
lot of
to
money.
tease us enough to get us excited, so that they don't just go like, hey, we didn't want to make another one of these, and you keep begging for it. We need to make sure you really want it.
Not a huge fan of the original. I love the art style. I love the world.
Art style is fucking awesome.
First person running around got me a little sick. It was a little too much for me.
It got a little crazy in
Got a
the
little
end.
crazy,
Like
yeah.
I felt like
I like-
it was really hard in the end.
Didn't get that far, but I can see it.
It sounds like a
can see it.
porno, doesn't it?
Mirror's Edge. They were definitely in love with the girl. The way that they presented the video, it's like fucking. There's just like all these dudes, like really pasty white dudes, just fucking talking about this girl like she's a real person. Faith.
She's got a face tattoo.
fully realize a lot of time on Faith. A lot
Show
of
us
time
her
on Faith.
nips.
Yeah, tease some Mass Effect stuff. Not anything really of substance.
They showed off like the engine, the new
Yeah.
engine.
Hey, man.
They showed us a Krogan.
Yeah.
EA.
It does look nice though.
Quick hit. I feel like I should talk about it a little bit, just real quick. I know this isn't the crowd, but the sports looked good. NHL looked fucking gorgeous. FIFA looked gorgeous. You got Tiger Woods no longer in the fucking golf game. That's pretty. It's kind of a big deal. It's
What do you mean?
It's PGA Tour now. It's not
Yeah, it's
Tiger
not
Woods
Tiger
golf.
Because they lost Tiger Woods. And I love the golfing with the battlefield
Yeah.
ship. What the fuck is that?
If you're gonna make golf games, you might as well
Yeah, right.
like do weird
Go over
shit.
the top.
I thought it was weird that they focused 100% on Bruce Lee in the UFC
Oh,
game.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the whole bit was
Retarded.
about Bruce Lee. And it's like you guys do not have any confidence in the UFC license if this is what you're showing everyone.
I just think dragging a dead corpse around. Weird.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how you get approval on that. You know, it's like beating up some old dead dude.
Yeah.
UFC games,
Somebody
new
needs
engine, all right.
It's
But
a new team taking over. What?
I think for people who like sports games, you're good getting like one game for the generations. Get like a good game. You don't have to update every year. Get like
Yeah.
NHL 15. Get like
Yeah.
one. You'll be good. You'll be alright.
Dude, but this year's Madden, defense.
It
Dude,
looks gorgeous.
defense is going to do something, apparently.
Well, and Bruce Lee's gonna be in it.
Oh, I wish. I'd play Madden if Bruce
Yes,
Lee was
Bruce Lee
in
in
it.
every game.
Quarterback with Bruce Lee.
Every,
The Redskins. The
We
Redskins
bought
is an
the
offensive
IP,
name.
man.
they got
so.
the license, so Bruce Lee in every
Ugh.
EA game.
Ubisoft. Let's get this over. Ubisoft.
I like that it's...
Yeah.
Every year, I think they're the most consistent
Movie was good.
Yeah.
press conference, and this
Movie
year I
was
thought it
fucking
was
good.
really underwhelming.
The extended Far Cry look was pretty dope. That was a pretty gruesome intro.
To me, that was the only good part. I was just like, wow, weird. Normally, I'm really like I always say, oh, good, Ubisoft. They always bring it.
You know,
Yeah.
at the end?
It's
I
kinda,
love the end.
Whatever. I thought it was kind of underwhelming. I thought it was easily the weakest out of every press conference.
Really?
I didn't think it was
The
that
end
bad.
was- the
But
end-
I'm a huge fan of Rainbow Six, and I'm glad they're bringing it back.
That
And
was fucking awesome.
mind you, that's all like concept bullshit. But if they can make that game like that, that's my game of the show. If they can do it like that, 'Cause
That
I
got
would
me
love
excited.
If
It
you
looks
could play it
fucking
like that
awesome.
with your friends, that game would be so much fun.
That's the kind of game you definitely want to play with friends.
Yeah.
Too. Like you don't
Yeah.
want some clown running. It's what sucked about Payday is when like, did you guys ever play Payday?
No.
Yeah.
It's all about robbing banks. And you'd always have some jerk off that just goes in there and starts shooting bullets,
Yep.
and you're like,
Fucking
okay, well, thanks
Leroy
for ruining
Jenkins,
the
the shit.
game. Yeah, exactly.
My thing with Ubisoft, they teased it. No fucking Beyond Good and Evil. I mean, I was
Never
expecting.
coming out.
Yeah, that shit's vaporware.
It's the Last Guardian of
No.
Ubisoft.
It's the
Last Guard's
it's the
coming out.
Tekken Cross Street Fighter of video games.
They said that E3 isn't really a place for fighting games to show off stuff.
And say that's the Smash Brothers.
TGS is more of a place to show
Right?
off.
Yeah, it's never coming out.
I'm just saying.
Remember when they released the popular one first and it didn't do that well? Why the fuck would they ever release the unpopular one? It's not gonna happen. You're never gonna see it. It's never gonna happen.
We'll see. We'll see.
Never gonna happen.
We'll see.
Does it need to?
Dead.
Does it need to come out? I mean, we got fucking
Probably
Tekken
not.
Cross
We-
Street
we
Fighter.
probably-
Is that good enough?
Yeah,
Is that-
that's what we're waiting for.
Or the-
we're gonna
whatever.
see
Street
a
Fighter
real-
Cross Tekken.
We're gonna see a real Tekken game before we ever see that game.
Same
Honestly,
shit, bro.
honestly-
Same shit.
Not really. Honestly, I want a new Tekken game.
Fill you in.
But if Tekken Cross Street Fighter come out first,
You know what's really fascinating?
I'm down.
Not that. Okay.
hey, I'm just saying.
Okay, let's just do a quick game of the show and then get the fuck out. Let's see, Splatoon. Okay, done. I'm gonna go.
I mean,
with,
that was really, really good. I just don't know if it's my of the show.
Okay, I'll go first. What he thinks. If Rainbow Six ends up being like the Rainbow Six in that trailer,
Interesting.
Rainbow Six. If it's not, Zelda. Done.
Wow.
Okay.
Rainbow Six.
I think Rainbow Six. I
Wow,
love
Rainbow
Rainbow
Six
Six.
above,
Playing that with my friends would be insanely fun.
better
They do
than
that.
Oblivion Zelda. Come on,
Oh.
man. Full realize that lives up to expectations. Open world Zelda. I don't know. For me, my game of show, No Man's Sky. Just the possibilities. I fucking absolutely love Mass Effect. It seems like it's more of that. Love space exploration, starships, fucking orange grass. Love that. It just looks like a
Orange
great game.
grass.
My worry with that game is a little bit of a Monolith effect. Hopefully they hit all those bullet points and it comes out the way that they presented it.
I hope they give you something to do.
Something
In
to
all
do.
these cool places you get to go.
That's a
Something
good
to
point.
do when you go there.
If everybody starts off on their own planets, I'm curious to see what the gameplay might be. But I'd have fun with almost like a Minecraft type thing, just explore and search. I love it. No Man's Sky. Boom.
Okay, quick side note. Nintendo next year better do a new Pokemon Snap. Just saying they should.
It's crazy that they have the fucking tablet.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Why have they not? They've nothing but peripherals for the last 50 years on every goddamn console that you could use as a camera, and they.
Oh man.
Okay, Percy, you.
You can even get like one of those like the old school like extended box camera.
Yeah.
Peripheral, put it on your Wii U pad. Percy's looking at that.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's really hard for me too because there were so many fucking cool games that brought it a little more than I thought it would. And then Rainbow Six was a definitely big surprise.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. I got a boner for that one. Won't lie. Zelda, definitely hardcore up there. And then I know everybody knew it was coming, but Uncharted, and then finding out that that's what it actually is going to look like in game and shit.
Yeah.
I think Uncharted is going to be my game. Uncharted 4.
Cool. E3. We came. We saw. We conquered.
Mike didn't say.
Splatoon.
Oh, you
Splatoon.
I thought you said it first. I thought you got it
Ian
out
said it
first.
for me.
yeah.
Okay,
But
okay.
because,
Didn't mean to cut you off. Didn't mean to
I'm
cut you off.
saying because it was a complete surprise.
Yeah.
I
I don't hate it. I don't hate that answer.
It came out of absolutely nowhere and grew on me, and now I'm excited for it. And that's what you want out of E3. You want a game you had heard nothing about.
No Man's
came
Sky.
out of
That was for
nowhere,
me, man.
and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Like,
Rainbow.
Yeah. So.
in a weird way, I guess Splatoon is my game of show. Weird. What the fuck? What a weird E3.
Hey man, this is what we do, man. We get together, we come of age, we learn about ourselves. We talk video games.
You want to talk most disappointing no-shows?
Last Guardian for the fourth year.
But that's that's assuming there's some kind of anticipation for it. I was expecting some Beyond. I was honestly expecting BG and E2, Beyond Good and Evil 2, something. No show. That was mine.
I guess there wasn't really anything that I thought should be there that didn't go. All the stuff that didn't show up, I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Half-Life 3 is never fucking coming out.
What did you say yours was? Did you say one?
I would love Last Guardian to come out. It's not going to happen though. I realize it.
I'm gonna say
Oh, and the Sony Mario crossover, that too.
Well, I mean, I think Last Guardian is definitely going to come out.
It's gonna come
when
out
IGN had that
eventually.
story saying it was canceled, all the Sony execs were like taking pictures of themselves next to the article, like laughing and stuff. Like they're clearly
Fuck
making
them,
that
dude.
game. They're just not ready to show it. But I think it'll. I don't think it's disappeared completely. I just think we're going to see it next year.
Well, I think later on they talked to the head guy and he's just like, I promise, if we do
Yeah.
cancel it, I will tell you.
Yeah.
Mine was it's gonna be Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Okay. I mean, hey man.
But
own it,
again,
dude. Own it, bro.
I have more faith in it now because, especially said that, homie said that's not really a place to show off fighting games. So, so I still
Percy playing his own devil's advocate. I like it.
so holding out.
I like it. Cool, man. So, I feel pretty good. We are back on a semi-regular schedule. Dark Side of the Kingdom, we're back in your ears. Yeah. Find us on iTunes. Find us on Facebook.
Find us all over the place.
DarkSideOfTheKingdom.com. I am Dean.
That's a Mark.
This is Mike. I'll talk. If you
right,
guys
right.
don't want to.
We're too hot, Mike. We don't talk anymore.
Word.
Twitter, aka Dean Stone on Twitter.
You find me at The One Pariah.
Add a little too rap.
At Van Saves Lives.
You can also find Dark Side of the Kingdom at Dark Side Kingdom.
Oh, yeah. I guess we do have a Twitter
Yes,
account
we
page.
do.
Fucking check it out.
Don't forget
Join
to check
it.
out our Dean Plays.
Boom. Dean Plays Hearthstone, episode 1.
There may be more of those in the future.
There may be.
Plays. I like that.
I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna own it, bro. I'm gonna fucking own this shit.
It'll be awesome.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys maybe next week.
Maybe
Probably next week.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
See ya.
Man, scale.